We're stepping it up in season 2. We're getting celebrity endorsers to help us promote the podcast. And here we have the one and only Stitch.
Hi.
Stitch, send a message over to our fans who are listening.
Hi, everybody. I just want to promote the Sour Taste podcast. Please like and subscribe and check out their episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Don't forget, we're hanging into family, and family means nobody gets left behind. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Stitch. Let's get back to the episode.
With our special guest. A good conversation. Get to know other people, what they do with their lives.
It's called Sour Taste. It's nice to say, it's nice to hear. It's nice to see.
The Sour Taste Podcast.
It's gonna blow your mind, boy.
Like drip with the off-whites. My shit good like it's so nice. Now I'm sipping gin cause I hate wine. And I got the juice but it ain't mine. Yeah, I ain't lying. She got me so
Welcome
high.
to the
I
Sour
gotta be
Taste
mine.
Podcast. Come on, podcast.
Cheers, Slick.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You tried that just recently?
No, been having it since the pandemic.
Okay.
Since 2020.
And that's a drink of choice now.
Drink of choice is, Jameson, Chivas. Because they've kind of rebranded now. So it's kind of, they're doing the 15, 18. The 12 is the entry. 15 is good.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking for something 15. 18 is pretty okay. But my wife's favorite is the Chivas Mizunara. That's it's in cooperation with a Japanese distiller guy. So that's why when you see it, it's like a light blue color.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
This
a
one.
little lighter than that. So that's the Chivas Mizunara. You can get that SNR. So that's another everyday sipper.
You know your alcohol ever since?
Yeah.
Or like is this like a
I think
older...
no. I think even like when we first started Boys Night Out,
Uh,
I think it's really something that we had to do.
Oh.
So we really had to drink.
Really?
Yeah. Well, not really.
during on air or like after, before? Or
We did.
hang out with the
We did
boys?
it all.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Before, during, and after.
Yeah, before, during, and after is that there was a point where we had one of the brands came in and they had they said, okay, we'll put a bar outside and then we'll have a waitress there. We'll
Okay.
have 2 bartenders and then
Oh.
so it was just for fun.
Uh-huh,
And it was just one of those things where, okay, let's have fun. And then we always tell people on there, it's like, hey, you can drop on by and
Yeah.
have a drink. And then
Yeah.
it, like every week, people would, because if I'm not mistaken, like every Wednesday we'd have the bar. And people would just start coming. Even before the bar is set up. People are waiting outside.
Waiting in
and then,
line. I want the open bar.
exactly. And that's what it was. It was an open bar. And then a lot of people, then all of a sudden we see some of our friends like, what are you doing here? Oh, pregame. they're like, it's free. Might as well. We're like, okay. I was like, we were just like, just bring food and then you'll be fine. There. Yeah. So that's like the drinking part. And it was pretty okay. I mean, I guess that's the essence of Boys Night Out is that it's just like this. Is that it starts from say a garage, starts from just you have stupid conversations, and then from there, it just takes a life of its own. And I guess everyone would see us drinking. We would have a little bit too much fun.
You started off right after college with Magic.
Yes.
But not yet BNO.
No, not yet. Is because it was funny is because I was doing my practicum, my OJT in Magic. So when you're doing that, you're just really answering the phone. You're like stamping movie tickets and, just answering just questions, people that call. And then I think there's one day that I picked up the phone and one of the DJs before, Crystal, she heard me talking. She's like, "Hey, you speak well. Why don't you join the junior jock program?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, I'll try it out." It's because I've never thought about being on air, so I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." And then from there, that's when it started. That's when I met Logan. So King DJ Logan, and he's like, "You know what? Don't board with the other junior jocks. Just board with me." And then because he was from the South, so BF guy, and we really literally lived like 3 minutes away from each other. And he's
Carpool.
like, yeah, exactly. He's like, "Hey, you drive?" I go, "Yeah, okay, you can pick me up." All right, like, okay, that's fine. And then from there, that's when I became a DJ, just because of Logan.
Yeah.
And he's the one that figured out my name.
So he gave you the Slick Rick?
Rick?
Yeah, is
From
because-
Eric.
Yeah.
Rick.
Okay.
So, but he'd always call me Rick.
Okay.
So, but that's actually part of being a DJ. Like even before, is that you can't pick your name. It's too.
Really?
Yeah. It's too self-serving. If I'm Slick Rick, diba? I mean, it's just weird. Like, if you call yourself that, but then once you're the person that is training you says, "Okay, this is your name." Okay. So I became Slick Rick, and then from there it just really stuck. And then so I was with Logan. We did our first show was Boogie Nights. So it was a version, I guess, an earlier version of Boys Night Out, but then it was just me and him, and then we'd have personalities come in. We had like Teta, we had Teta News, we had Mojo Jojo come in, and then from there it just became where we had spooky nights. We do that there was a time that we did it every night, and then it got a little spooky. It is
Like legit got spooky?
It legit got spooky. Is because, like, honestly speaking, is that if you have a radio antenna, it attracts spirits.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
really?
Like in any
frequency,
like TV stations for sure they have that. So there's this time that I guess we were telling a scary story, and we were online, and at that time there was no Zoom. It was just we'd have like our Yahoo Messenger, and then we'd have a camera there,
Messenger.
and then we'd log on, turn on the camera. You'd see like us pixelized or whatever. And then when we started doing the stories, like Logan would read the stories, and then I would just do the sound effects. Yeah. So we would point the camera away from us, and then he'd read the story, so we'd be online, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Hey, did you see that?"
No.
They'd see like something come across.
Yeah.
Some come across the screen, and then all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, that's kind of spooky."
Yeah.
And then there'll be other times like, "Oh, is there someone else there with you?" We kind of see someone there kind of looking. Is because like here, like if this was the console, I'd be sitting here, and there'd be a door here. So it would be, because coming into the booth, there's 3 doors.
Yeah.
One from the office, one from the going into the booth itself, and then there's another door that's going into a recording studio. So there'd be like a square right there. And then people would always say, "Oh, someone's looking over
At you guys.
Yeah,
Trying to let someone peeking.
yeah, someone's peeking." And from there, it was kind of normal that you'd have those stories. There's another story that I parked downstairs in B3, and at that time the elevators were out. So the security guard says, "Sir, out lahat yung elevator, so you have to take the stairs." I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." So I had like a flashlight, so I started to go up. Tapos I went up. Tapos siguro I was about because it's on the 9th floor.
Yeah. Ooh.
Siguro I was on the 5th floor by the time I was at the 5th floor, and it was dark down. That's why I needed the flashlight. So once the 5th happened, there's light.
Pretty dark. Yeah.
So I put away the flashlight, and then I started going up, and then all of a sudden I just hear
No.
like
No way.
Someone coming up, and I just hear the footsteps, and you know
Yeah.
you hear footsteps
Yeah,
when something's coming
Clear.
up, and you're just like, oh crap. And then it's like, oh, I started running. And when I started running, the footsteps got faster.
No.
Yeah. I was like running. I was like, oh, damn. They're going to get me here. And then I burst through the door to the 9th. And then, like, security guard, sir, what's wrong? I'm like, something's following me. I was like, look. They go, wala. Nothing. Shit. I'm like, okay. So from there, I was like, okay, it's normal because you're in the building. But then so I was like, oh, it's fine. Nothing's going to happen. And then it happened. I think I was in town center with some other DJs. And we were in a bookstore.
You were in ATC?
Yeah, we were
You
in
in
town.
town?
And I was with Big Daddy Jake at the time and someone else. I forgot who. And I was going around the where the books were, because there were a stack of books that were there. So I was going around. You know how you just be careful because you don't want to knock it over.
Yeah.
So I went around, and then by the time I went around, all the books fell on towards my feet. And then Big Daddy was looking at me. He's like,
No one was there.
He's like, no one's there. He's like, as it literally like it was thrown at my feet. I was like, oh, okay. And then I picked up the books, and it was like scary story books. Yeah. And it freaked me out. I was like, oh damn. So that got me, and then I was like, okay. I was like,
More than the coincidence.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's fine. And then so we kept doing the stories because we did it every night.
Yeah.
And they always say is that if you call for evil, it'll
show
help.
up.
It's just like God, right? I mean,
Yeah.
say his name and then he will come. And so it was just one of those things where all of a sudden I think there was it's a Caltex. The Caltex outside BF.
Yeah.
I'd always put gas there. And then there'd always be a little boy there. Sure, mga 8 or 9, and then he'd be selling sampaguita. I'd see him every day, like every time that I would gas up, or so we became friends. So even I'd give him like $20-$50. I was like, oh, don't give it to me, just go eat. He's like, okay, thank you. And then so I was like, oh, that's cool. That's good. That I guess that friendship was maybe for a good maybe 3-4 months.
Okay.
But then we were still, doing those stories. And then all of a sudden, so I was at home. For some reason, I parked forward because usually I park back so I can...
easy to get out.
Easy to get out. But then for some reason, I would park forward. And then the next day, I was going out. And then I opened up my gate. And then I was in the car, looked at the rear view mirror, and I saw him. I was like, oh, baka baka he saw me. And then I saw him. Like, I saw him wave at me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then it's like, baka he saw me, like, open the gate, and then he was walking. I was like, oh, cool. So I got out. Once I got out, I took a few steps. There was nothing. And I just kept looking around. I was like,
Where is he?
yeah, where is he? Baka he ran.
Yeah.
Baka he knows where I live.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then after that, I never saw him again. I never saw him again.
So did you ever like go to Caltex and be like, "Nasaan na yung bata?"
Yeah. And they said, sir, parang wala na. They don't see him. So parang for me, obviously I got scared, but then parang I was like, maybe that's his way of making paalam, like
Saying bye.
Yeah, saying bye. So from there, then me and Logan were like, maybe we should stop this. Let's change
It's
it.
getting real.
It's getting a little too real. So instead of doing scary stories, we did sex stories.
Okay.
that might bring something else.
That's a different attraction,
That attraction is like, hey, let's do
If
that.
spooky stories work, I
Exactly.
think sex stories will work.
Exactly. So it might work. So we did Radio Tabloid.
Okay.
So Radio Tabloid, we just had people send in their letters, and that's where it kind of went like, a lot of people.
So it's you and Logan, basically. That.
Yeah, me and
No
Logan.
one else was doing that.
No,
At that time, radio,
no.
sex stories.
And it was difficult, is because
It wasn't accepted.
It
back
wasn't
then.
accepted back
Were
then.
there rules?
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
bad words, but like
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
the limitation?
yeah.
like?
There's. I mean, up until now,
Yeah.
but back then that was kind of like, kind of taboo to be talking about sex. But then, oddly enough, is because I was the one filtering out all the emails.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say about 85-95% were from women, and because women they know how to write.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And guys
True,
like
true, true.
like
I can already get
right?
it. Yeah.
Guys, make kwenta. Sige, we
That's okay.
went out, we did it, that's it.
Yeah.
Diba?
Okay naman.
Momol content. That's it.
Yeah.
Pero girls, they'll do it.
Romanticize.
Yeah.
It's
It's a whole story
Yeah,
of
like-
how it started.
So they would always be the one sending the emails. So yeah, that was nice. And then from there, we were doing so well that they moved us to, because we were doing 9 to 12 in the evening. And at the time, the station manager, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sergeant Pepper at the time, says, hey, we need a new morning show. We're like, okay. So he put us in the morning. So we did the morning zoo crew. So it was Logan, myself, Teta News, Mojo, Jojo. So we did that for a while. And then after that, yeah, that's where I think all of a sudden see Logan decided that I think he wanted to step away or something like that. And then so I started to float around the different time slots.
Okay.
So I did like 9 to 12 in the morning. I did 12 noon to 3 p.m. Then 3 p.m. Then
You did
6
all
p.m.
of the time
And I
And
did
it's
all the
different
time slot.
partners, different DJs.
Yeah,
co-hosts.
different partners,
Okay.
different DJs.
Okay.
And then I think I met Tony in 2001. 2001 that's when I got on board Magic, and then we've always been friends. Is
Okay.
because he's Canadian, I'm an American boy, so we kind of we already vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like our boss would see us out, and I think at that time Logan wanted to come back, and then me and Tony were always out,
Yeah.
and our boss saw us out. He's like, he's just hanging out with us. He's like, you guys are just naturally funny. Why don't we just
Yeah.
put you on the show?
Okay.
So Slick would be the bridge to Tony to Logan, because
Okay,
Tony wasn't
yeah.
close to Logan.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'd be the bridge.
Yeah.
And then so we started. He goes, okay, the show will be called Boys Night Out.
Okay.
So that was 9 to 12. So we started it, and started to click. And then I think maybe 2-3 months after, Logan wanted to do something else
Okay.
on his own.
yeah.
So we're like, okay. So we're kind of lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
we're
lack
like,
one person.
yeah.
It's
can't-
still a boys' night out if
Yeah.
it's the two of us.
Yeah,
but then,
it's kind of weird.
yeah.
If it's just two guys,
Yeah.
yeah. And then from there, like, because I knew Sam. I wasn't close to him, but I'd see him out.
Do you know them because of common friends, small circles, or within the radio?
Within the radio.
Okay.
Within the radio.
Okay. Even Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, Tony, played ball a lot.
Yeah.
He knew Sam, and at that time, Sam was working for 99.5 RT, and then he knew that Sam wanted to leave.
Okay.
So he goes, hey, why don't you join Boys Night Out?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, do you want to be famous? Do you want to do you want to meet the girls? You want the money? Then Sam's like, naturally, yeah.
So join boys' night
Yeah,
out.
join Boys Night Out. So that's how Boys Night Out started. The second time around
Okay.
with Sam, and then from there, it's
2000 and...
because now we are 19 years. 19 years, so 2006. No, wait. No, it would be 5? No,
Six.
no, 6.
2006.
6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Way back, way
so it's not like I've had a job.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It seems like you're just messing around, just talking with your friends.
It's the
and-
best.
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, just like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that you can sustain because you guys are friends first, just like you guys.
Mhm.
You guys are friends first.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, there are like other radio stations that try to,
To mimic it,
emulate.
yeah.
They would put, guys together. They
Yeah,
put
yeah, yeah.
maybe girls together. But then the thing is you just can't put a show together is because they're not friends.
Yeah,
The chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry is not there. Is that even before us having a show together, we'd
Hang out.
We did
we'd
your own
hang
thing.
out. Yeah, we'd
Okay.
mess around. We'd talk shit about each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah.
And
exactly what you're doing on
yeah,
there.
and it's not personal.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't take it like that.
No,
It's
the
like,
usual rapport with like the guys with the bros, right?
It's the banter.
Yeah,
and I guess that's the beauty of Boys Night Out. Is that no one takes us seriously.
Yeah.
That's why like we've lasted this long. I say is because we're just there to have fun. We're not we aren't there to rag on someone. We're not there to on their personality. But then if the news comes out, we're gonna talk about what people are talking about. Yeah, because
We're gonna be real.
Yeah, you have to be the pulse of the people, and you just can't pretend like, oh, everything is fine and dandy within this booth. But then people are, are talking about this and that. So might as well talk about it. Some sex scandal that comes out, or some say politician that people are talking about. You have to talk about that. But then I think, like, some of the politicians that we've met up with, they kind of understand, which is nice, is because they don't take us seriously. So, come in, we don't take ourselves seriously.
yeah.
So,
But you try to be real with them too.
yeah, you have to. I mean, if you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. If you're not up for talking about something, that's fine. That's why now, like, because when Sam left, so we're back to two.
Yeah.
So we got Tin, Susie.
Susie.
So she was always just a once a week guest. Then we were like, okay, we'll make her every day now.
Yeah.
And then we got Gino because Gino was already with the station, and he was used to the morning rush, so he's used to talking. So so we added them. So they're very outspoken. Tin's very outspoken with her politics. That's fine.
Yeah.
Gino, he's the gaming nerd. That's fine.
Yeah.
So it adds a little
twist to it.
Yeah, a little different flavor, but I think still that's the beauty is because someone will know someone that's their Tony. Someone will know that's our Slick or this is our Tid.
Like any group.
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
rules,
Yeah, everyone.
specific.
That's our Gino, right? So I guess from that, that's the beauty and essence of Boys Night Out. Yeah, we don't take ourselves seriously. We just like to have fun, and
How it should be.
yeah,
Yeah.
how it should be is because once you start to pressure yourself, like, oh, we got to give in to this person because they got mad.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever really gotten mad at us
Okay.
for things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a little annoyed, but then it's just not.
What's the worst thing that happened?
worst thing that happened? I think, we've been suspended a few times by the KBBP because there's this time that we were giving away something. I forgot what we were giving away. I think it was the time that we were giving away. You remember when Adidas came out with the Philippine jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was illegal, but
That was illegal?
yeah, that was illegal. It's because you can't have the Philippine flag.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As
I get
like, as a jacket. You can have
Okay.
the flag there, but you can't have it as a
As a brand.
Whole design.
as
or
a
like the-
whole design. It can't can't be the whole thing.
Okay.
And I think at that point we had this contest where, come on air, tell us your poem. Best poem wins.
Okay.
And some guy came and he said, oh, my poem's in Filipino. Okay, that's good. Says the poem. Obviously, like me, Tony, Sam. we're not. Sam is he can
Tagalog,
speak Tagalog.
he's very fluent. But then this guy, when he was saying his poem, is
like deep
super
words.
deep.
And you were like, what
We're
the
like,
fuck is he saying?
we're like, okay, we're just like, okay, go with the flow. But then But then apparently it was like super malaswa.
Oh,
Yeah, we're like, yeah. But then we realized, oh shit, we're in trouble. So we got in trouble for that one. So we got called into KBP. I think another one. I think that for that week we got in trouble is because we kind of didn't know that you weren't supposed to for the national anthem to change it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we had people come in, sing their own rendition, and then people were like, "Hey, you can't do that." It's a,
Oh, even if it's someone
Really?
just singing and like ad-libbing.
You can't
I
do
thought
that.
if you'd play it like an audio. Oh, really?
No, you
okay,
can't.
Okay.
Like, for example, like the U.S.
Yeah.
You can sing it the way you
can
want
sing-
to. Yeah, right? But then...
Fergie style.
Yeah. That's terrible, yeah. I mean, whatever comes out, comes out.
Fergie.
But then here, you can't do
Yeah.
it. It's against the
Okay.
Constitution.
Ooh.
And we got in trouble for that. So that piled up.
Yeah. Same week as that
Yes.
jacket.
Yeah.
Like,
So, and not mistaken, like at the time I think the marketing manager of Adidas, I forgot his name. They were saying the government was like, oh, we're gonna arrest you guys, or not arrest you guys, arrest him because they were still selling the jacket.
Okay.
So they had to pull the jacket out, and then they sold it overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which is okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, you just can't sell it here.
Yeah.
There, so that's
Arrest is pretty.
I'm sure
serious.
you guys were like,
Can we get like a lawyer or something to like look into everything
Yeah.
after that week?
yeah.
of stress.
It was okay. I mean, it was part of it. I mean, us not knowing, the Constitution.
learn from it.
Yeah, you learn from it.
So
But
we
then-
didn't even know it.
So we got in trouble. We got suspended.
suspension means
Suspension-
off air for a few days?
No, off air
Penalty.
for a few months.
Oh.
So,
damn.
because at this time we were 9 to 12
Uh-huh.
in the evening. So we're like, okay. They're like, oh, you can't do this time slot. You got to be off. And then came up with a break idea. Why don't we just go earlier?
Loophole.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did 6 to 9.
Okay. Also 9 to 12
6 to
magic
9.
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah.
Off air. Okay.
So from the,
to 9.
exactly. And then we're like, oh, we can't do 6 to
Perfect.
9. We'll move it in. We'll take an extra hour. So we did 6 to 10. So we used to always do 4 hours. And that was,
Wow.
That
4
was-
hours.
that was nuts. 4 hours was tiring.
Oh, yeah.
4 hours tiring.
All talking then with guests. in
With
and
guests
out.
coming in. At that time, we had FHM come in. We had the Mocha girls come in.
Yeah, I remember the girl guest.
Yes,
Talk with
and
Tuesdays.
it was pretty nuts. We'd have strip quiz.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't do that now. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd be canceled right quick.
Yeah. Yep.
And we look at our old stuff and we're like, man,
We would have been
If you did that
canceled early
5
on.
10s later,
Yes.
10 years later, like,
Yeah.
With all the
It's-
cameras, with all the streaming and clips.
yeah, it's a different
Yeah,
time. I
yeah.
mean, like people can just slice up something and
Yep.
know,
Make it seem like.
like you're saying something else, but
Yeah. Yeah.
And
true,
people take
true,
things out of
true,
context
true.
real quick. Is that if they pick up the conversation right in the middle, but then they're not
True.
listening from the first
Full
part,
context.
then they're like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah,
that's offensive or
yeah.
something. But thank God we're still lucky.
Yeah.
We still
Going strong.
Well, I mean, radio in general is a little bit different now. Is because of, for example, because of podcasting, because of YouTube, Spotify.
streaming apps. Yeah.
Everyone has their choice. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do I want to listen to music? Do I want to listen to some people talk?
Yeah.
So that's why advertising has changed.
Yeah.
Is because with radio, there's no analytics. Unlike
Yeah.
here, I mean, just
Views.
views,
listens.
your Instagram alone,
Yeah.
you can see your reach, stuff like
True.
that. Radio is,
You're not sure who's tuning in.
you're not sure.
Yeah.
And then even if you go to, for example, a household, when they do all the household surveys,
Yeah, the research.
they just, whoever opens the door, okay, you
Yeah.
you could be the helper, you could be the driver.
Yeah.
They'll already consider, okay,
Yeah.
the person of the house. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of wondering, it's like, oh, why is it always like masa stations?
Mm-hmm.
Which naturally it is probably the top is because just of GP drivers, PVs, language. But I guess we're still trying to navigate it. We're still trying to figure out things. And it's kind of cool is because sometimes we get callers that that they're not our market. Just the way they pick up the phone, just the way they say hello, and then when they start conversing, is it's very, very Filipino.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, oh, so what are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm a Grab driver. I'm a say one of those app drivers, and then they listen to us. It's cool. It's like, oh, it's because you still have to understand there's still an aspirational market out there.
Yeah.
Is that even they'll understand us, but then they won't speak to us in our language. But they fully understand us, and that's basically like say the CDE market, but then that they're aspiring for more. So that still kind of gets us like, hey, they want to be like us. They want to talk like us. They want to understand. Okay,
they're learning.
They're learning. So that was always their thing, is that you never want to dumb down your audience. You never want to assume that we
should be this way in order to capture them.
No.
Adjust to the
You never
market.
want to say, oh, bobo sila. They're not. They're smart.
Yeah.
Is that we're a country that you can have any foreigner. They can speak broken English in any corner. Just to get them through. And that's the great thing about radio, is that it's free. As opposed to Spotify, you're using your data unless you have like Wi-Fi, but still, you're still using your data if you're just on the go. So it's tough, but I think we're still making it happen. Still having fun. Obviously, like every night I still laugh. And I still enjoy it. Because once you get the radio bug, you're not going to work in an office. You're not going to be doing a 9 to 5.
It's like you said, it's just like this setup.
Yeah.
But then you're working.
And everyone's listening.
I love that.
And everyone's listening. And it's, I guess, I never thought I'd be a DJ. Like me growing up is because my mom, she was a nurse. My dad, he's a military instructor in the U.S.
Okay.
So I always wanted to maybe be a doctor.
Okay.
Because I'd go with my mom to the hospital and I see how she worked. And then when they decide to retire, they're like, oh, just come back home. You can go to school here. And then after you finish school, you can go back to the U.S. I was like, okay. But then once I got here, I was like, oh, it's a different feeling being the majority as opposed to being the minority in the States.
Okay.
True. So went to LaSalle, took up pre-med chem.
Okay.
And then like the first day of class, I knew that this wasn't for me. It's because I sat down and then, had my classmates there. And then the professor asked like, oh, okay, we're going through the periodic table. Can you guys name this? And then everyone in the class rose their hand. They're like
excited, hyped up.
I was like, okay, I'll just raise my hand. Don't pick me. And then I knew, okay, it's downhill from here. So I tried to gut it out, but no.
There's only one, well, not one, a few I know from the periodic table. But I know one specifically what 69 is.
What is
Classic.
Thulium.
Really?
It's a guy thing.
I was like, This just in. Sour Taste is your new favorite listen. Expect bold takes, unfiltered conversations, and the kind of flavor only Sour Taste can serve. Stay updated. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell on Spotify and YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok for more updates.
So you started this through that internship. How did you get that internship? Just someone recommended, you saw it? I don't know, there's no online yet. 'Cause it seems like if that didn't happen...
Yeah, is because, I guess little known fact is that a on my dad's side of the family, they're Sarao, jeepney. So they actually used to own Magic.
Okay. Okay.
So
okay.
if
So connect.
so if like if you hear the call sign letters DWTM, TM actually means Tia Maria. That was the my dad's grandmother. She
Okay.
great grandmother. So the owner said, okay, you needed call letters, so TM.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Maria.
but then they sold it to the Veras, and then the Veras, Attorney Vera, they own it now. So,
Okay. Okay.
So from there, so my tita, she was still connected with the Veras because they always have lunch together.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So see Tita Ruthie,
Yeah.
Tita Bobet, they owned it. So she goes, oh, my nephew wants to. They're like, okay, just have him go there.
Okay.
So I went
okay.
there. So
And
then
then
there.
That's where it started.
And then I'm an intern.
Yeah, intern, and then from there, it just really started, and yeah.
Can't believe you never thought that you'd be a DJ when like your voice to us is so iconic.
I know.
Like when like on the way here, I was listening to you guys. It's like, damn, Slick has a really nice voice.
Yep. Yep.
No, I mean, because I'm an only child, so I wouldn't speak much.
Okay.
Even like
Quiet type.
Yeah, even up to now, is that if you don't know me, you see me in town, like, okay, he's just a quiet guy.
Yeah.
But then, like, once I start talking, then people, oh, okay, they'll take notice.
Okay.
And like for some reason, is that it just never popped into my mind. It's like, oh, you have a nice voice. I always thought, my voice too high. It's doesn't sound manly. Because Logan, he has a really deep voice. Very, very commanding. Like Tony, he has very animated, commanding voice.
Yeah.
Sam too. And then I always thought, my voice is okay, tama lang. But then, and then like you'd always have these stories where people would come up to you, it's like, oh, you made me laugh because you were laughing, and then that's why like Tony and Sam like, oh, just laugh.
Yeah. Actually, the
Yeah.
iconic laugh.
Yeah, so just keep laughing. Okay. So I felt that was my part. Just a laughing guy. But I mean, like honestly, like just thinking about it, I think even on the way here, it's like, where would I be? Like, what would I be doing?
Yeah, in an alternate
Yeah,
universe.
in a-
Or, like if you did like that internship, what would you be? Yeah.
I thought
If Crystal didn't tell you, you have a nice voice.
yeah. I probably like honestly, if I didn't, I was thinking like, because after the whole pre-med cam, I was like, I'm gonna so I went communications because I had a tito that was in I forgot the name of the ad agency, but he was there. He's like, oh, why don't you try being an ad, working for an ad agency? Then I was like, okay. I was always thinking that.
Creative, more fun. Yeah.
But then I realized that the turnover in ad agencies are oof,
The stress.
it's stress.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I wouldn't have been doing that. But I kind of figured like maybe I would have been maybe like a preschool teacher.
Wow.
Because I always like kids.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always connected with them for some reason because I just like playing.
Kids are
Nah,
fun.
Yeah. It's because you get them preschool, they're cool. But then once they start getting
Puberty comes in.
Exactly.
It's complicated.
it's complicated. No,
But
I
then
don't
when
want-
they like those Marvel stuff and everything,
playtime,
I'll talk to you. Let's read comics.
exactly. But then I probably would have been like some kind of preschool teacher or something.
Okay.
And then now it's just I'm just happy where I am.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
19 years.
Yeah.
Years for the show.
And
You're married.
Instead of being a doctor, I married a doctor. So that was kind of funny, is because because I met my wife in the gym at 360 in Makati. When they had a branch there. So it was, I didn't, she'd always tell the story. And I would always work out at noon with my friend Ranville Rufino. So we'd always work out at noon, and then there'd always be one other person there, and it would be her. It's
Okay.
because she would have lunch, because her lunch she worked in Makati Med, still does, and then she would just work out.
Okay.
And then it would just be us three there, and then so honestly, I don't remember seeing her.
Okay. I was
Really?
gonna ask, like, since the first day, like, oh, that's it's not girl again. Okay, no,
I
no,
don't
okay.
remember seeing her. And then she'd always, feeling hero. Feeling important. Feeling famous. I was like, honestly, I don't remember.
At that time, Boys Night Out, Prime, like Slick Rick was like a household name.
I
at the
guess.
time?
Yeah.
Like, the show
guess.
was good.
Yeah, the
Okay,
show was
okay,
good.
okay.
It was getting there. It was getting there. It was
All right.
picking up. And then it was funny is because her sister, my sister-in-law, Leia, they always had a rule. It's like whoever is driving, can listen to whatever.
Okay.
So when Doc was driving, she would listen to, I forgot what station. Then when Leia would drive, because she was younger, she would listen to us.
Okay.
And then Doc would get so annoyed. It's like, why they keep talking? They're not even playing music. So they're coming from Makati, and then they're going all the way home. And then it's like so annoying. And then, and the thing is they actually lived in the same building that the station's at, Paragon.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a residential side, there's an
Yeah,
office side.
yeah.
And then just one time she goes, oh, why don't we visit the station? And then she's like, okay, I went there. And then, so, because we always have visitors come in.
Yeah.
So, come in. So sit down. And then, hi, yeah, we live here upstairs. Tapos is like, oh, this is Tony. Hi, this is Sam. I'm Slick. And she's like, yeah, I know you. Ah, talaga? Paano?
Pogi
Paano?
points,
She's like,
the first thing he said, paano mo kilala?
how?
Yeah.
Then she's like, oh, we work out together. Ah, talaga? She's like, gago ka. See Sam and Tony, they're like, oh my God. Then they start ragging on me. And then from there, I think like maybe the next time that I saw her at the gym, I said, oh, hi.
I know you're
Yeah, I had to make sure. I said hi.
Okay.
And then from there, I think maybe after a few more times of seeing her there, I was like, hey, maybe get your number, stuff like that. And then
So there's interest sparking already.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's cool.
And-
She's funny.
Did you spot her in the gym or something?
Like
no.
gym moves,
It's
ba?
because at that time it was more of functional fitness. It was a 30-minute
Oh, yeah,
workout.
360.
So
hit.
360
Oh, yeah,
had
yeah,
like
hit.
stations like every 30 seconds
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
move. And from there, it was really different. Is because when you meet someone that challenges you, that you know that she's gotten further than you in life, and you get more interested just who that person is and how they became them. And I think that's what got me. And then probably there's I remember is that I asked her out for lunch, and I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday lunch in Power Plant in Chili's.
Okay.
And then that was our first date, and then there we started dating
Continuously. Yeah.
slowly, and then
Okay,
and
okay.
then you just kind of know.
Yeah.
So we got married. Had a kid.
How long have you been married?
We got married because Archer is 8. We've been together, I think, about 14 years in total. 14
pre-marriage.
years.
Yeah.
But then I think married is 13.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
There-
1 year
after
of
a
dating
year.
and then
12. 12.
So 2 years of dating.
2 years of dating.
And then you pop the question.
Yeah.
And then I want to spend the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
you're
And-
that sure. And like, for
and then because I always told her is that when we got together is that if we get pregnant, we get pregnant. But if we don't, I'm happy that we're together. And then we got lucky. We had Archer. It was I guess one of those life-changing moments is that you're pregnant, but then when we found out that it's a boy, then it's even more happier for her is because, I guess because we've never really talked about it, is that she was pregnant before, and then medyo it didn't push through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was, she took that to heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, like
That's been happening a lot lately
yeah,
with
like,
people in our circle. Like,
Yeah.
Surprisingly more than I'd expect.
and it's heartbreaking. I mean, like for us
I
guys,
can't imagine.
Yeah, for us guys, like you can't say a lot.
I'm sure it's way different.
Yeah,
I can't imagine because
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it on air. No, because my wife, we're recently pregnant, so we're 7 weeks and
You just
4
got married
days.
January.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Nice.
So recently, and
Fresh.
then this happened. We're pregnant, so I get the feeling that you get so attached to it that it's gonna be heartbreaking as well.
It's heartbreaking, and I guess for women is they take it to heart, like, oh, did I do is
Because you're the one bearing
Yeah, you're the one- did I
that
do
life.
some- yeah,
Did I
and
stress
then-
myself out too
Did-
much?
yeah,
Did
am
I
I
work?
working? Yes.
Yeah, am I
Am I
working
working
too
too much?
hard?
And then I'd always tell her, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
If God says it's not the time, then it's not the time. And then so a few years went by, and then we got pregnant. And then I was like, okay, we talked to our OB, see Dr. Encheta from Medical City, great friend of Doc, is because they went to school together and stuff like that. So we're like, whatever he says, we'll just go
follow.
with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll follow. So I think probably by 4th, 5th month, he said, don't work, stay
Okay.
home. And then I was like, it's okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, do you want to know the
The gender.
gender? I was like, yeah, okay. And then
Boy.
and then I was happy, obviously, because someone's gonna carry the
Last name.
last name. And then told my parents. My
Yeah.
parents were super happy. My dad was happy. Is because I knew that it would be something new for my mom. Is because I had a brother. I had a brother, but he passed away when I was 5. He had SIDS, sudden
infant death
syndrome. And I remember the whole thing, like,
Oh, really?
yeah, vividly. Is that they woke me up and took to hospital, and then I remember how bad my mom was, and then from there I was happy because my mom was excited, and then when we had Archer, because we really wanted an action name, so
What do you mean an action name?
like Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
Archer.
We wanted like a cool name.
Okay.
So,
Check. No,
like,
Archer.
like Hunter. I think. What do we think of? Scout. Just unique
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Oh, how about Archer?" I was like, "Yeah, Archer."
Archer's cool.
And then she's like,
from
Is it La Salle or
Eh,
the cartoon? Or,
no.
or
And the thing
Archer?
is, she was wondering, like, "Oh, why are you so happy?" I was like, "No, Archer's good. Archer's good." And then it popped into her. Oh, he's from La Salle. Oh, because and then so from there, happiness, and then the plan was, because we were still living in Paragon, is we'll go back to BF when we have Archer, just a few months just to help. My mom can help Doc out
Yeah.
since our first, and that didn't push through. Is because we've been there like 8 years now. We've been in BF. We made our own wing. So my dad, my mom, they're happy because
They have a grandchild.
Yeah, they have a grandchild, and there's always been studies that if you have a child with your parents, they live longer. So from there,
Well, more purpose. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
and-
very Filipino thing.
Yeah,
The grandparents
I mean-
there to help.
And you get closer with your parents
Yeah.
too.
And it's just nice is because it's a quicker drive for Doc going to Makati Med is because you take Skyway.
Skyway, boom.
Yeah.
You're there.
As opposed to coming from Paragon, you gotta take southbound traffic and then you gotta go into Makati.
It's traffic.
Yeah, and then she didn't realize how quick it was. Then so from there,
Turned out for the best.
yeah, super. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without them. It's just I've always thought about it, like, what if I didn't marry her, or what if I didn't have a kid? But I think it's weird thinking about that.
I'm kind of amazed that, you've been doing radio basically your whole life after college. Meeting the wife was kind of connected to radio. Your closest friends are from radio. Like, it's really all connected to what you're known for and like what you've been doing for 19, 20 plus years.
I mean, like,
luckily,
like my super best friend Tony at Taide, who works for Pernod. I met him through Tony. Tony is because he used to work for An One. So you remember those times when they would have these
And one, like the
shoe?
basketball.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Right? The Tai Chis, yeah. So you remember
CDs that you get.
Yeah, and you remember back then they used to have like 3-point shootouts in Virata. So he was having that. So me and Tony,
And the one.
we'd be like super mall rats. Like when he's done, like, oh, let's go to the mall. That's all we did.
Yeah.
So we were walking by. Tony sees Tony. Then Tony goes, "Hey, why don't you join? Get a free T-shirt." It's like, "Oh, this is Slick." I was like, "Oh, hi."
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, "Okay, join." Damn, got a nice free T-shirt. This was the most memorable 3-point contest ever, is because I was like, "Okay, ready, set, go." So right, it's 5, right?
Yeah.
Five per station, per shot. Boom! Nothing but net. I was like, "This is my day. I am gonna show everyone." And from there, I missed every single shot. I went around. I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I took the last one, and I made the last one. I made the first. I made the last. That's it. And then Tony comes up to me. That was bad. I was like, "Yeah, that was bad."
Yabang mo pa nung start,
Oh, exactly. And then from there, like,
the friendship started.
that's when my friendship started with Tony. And the thing is because he went from An One, he worked with Nike. He was si Raul, si May. They were like some of the OG Nike guys, and that Tony was the one that, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that signed Pacquiao, or yeah.
Wow.
So he was always with Pacquiao during all his matches.
that peak. Yeah.
And he'd always say his claim to fame would be that every time that he went with Pacquiao, he would win. And which he did.
He's the lucky.
Yeah, he was
the lucky charm.
Yeah, and he would always be the guy that, for example, like when Kobe came in, he would be Kobe's guy.
Ooh, okay.
So like every time, like, oh, Kobe's coming, I'm like, oh, okay, you know he's gonna be with Tony, and then from there he went to TV5, he went to Gatorade, and then now he's with Pernod, and you know we've kept this whole relationship just because of radio. But then the thing is, it's been deeper than that, is because now we're like family. You know, his 2 kids, like when him and his wife Wella, when they're away, they're like, "Hey, can you watch the kids?" Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, like if they're sick, like just let us know and then we'll go check on them. That's fine. And like all my closest friends, they're just really from radio. I mean, like I would say Tin, Gino, like you mentioned Cats. Like the funny thing is that you can have us all away, but then once you get us all together again, it's just like, oh.
It's family.
It's
a big
family. Yeah, it's family. I mean, it's something that you don't understand, but then each of you understand yourselves, and it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, all the opportunities that we've had working with different brands, obviously because of radio. And for us, that's we always find that important, is that, you know, we thank you, and you know. We're not just being your friend just because you paid us. It's because you know we're
being genuine.
Yeah, we're being genuine, is because sometimes that's hard to find, is, you know, people that are genuine, like, hey, I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Not because I know that I can get something from you.
Business transaction
Yeah.
type money.
And
Sometimes you just want to get to know someone.
yeah, and even at that point, people might, the person that you're trying to get to know, they feel kind of, the walls are up because this person may want something from me.
Yeah.
They may ask for a favor, and for us, we're never that way. We're always the type that we want to make you feel at home, and that was also like because we were with Adidas for the longest time.
Yeah.
And every time, like, one of their athletes would come, they'd hey, can you host for us? So I was, okay. So like when Derrick Rose came, we hosted for him.
Yeah.
And then he was still with the Bulls. He was getting back from his injury, and his manager BJ Armstrong.
Yeah.
Is that he after we finished the whole tour doing the Araneta thing, he goes, "You guys are good." And then we're like, "Oh, why?"
Really?
It's because we've been in Asia, and I've never seen him this animated. I've never seen him open up.
Really?
Yeah.
Derrick Rose?
Yeah, and he goes, I only see that when he's with his friends, and
Yeah.
you kind of made him feel
yeah.
like okay, you guys are like friends, and then that was nice. And then when
Nice to hear. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Fulfilling.
validation, unexpected validation.
and then when Dame came,
yeah.
we talked to him, and then like you guys are kind of crazy, but still, it's cool. I mean, it's nice is because we've always had the rules that don't be starstruck. Treat them like people.
Yeah,
treat them like they want to be treated.
Yeah.
So like when we interviewed Lady Gaga, Usher.
You
This
do
was
a good
all in the
job.
studio?
For Lady Gaga, we hosted her press con, and then we interviewed her after. So it was cool. It's because that was like when she first came out, and she was doing
Yeah.
Poker face.
and then people were so into her, and then
meat dress like
and
that.
then, and then you sit down and you're just looking at her like, damn, that's Lady Gaga.
I know. I was about to say, like, how do you control the starstruck? 'Cause Derrick Rose,
I think it's-
Usher.
I
like,
think
that's a
it's-
lot. Those are big names.
I think
man.
it's because it's us three.
Okay.
Is that we calm each other.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Is that okay? If I see that they're not fanboy, I won't fanboy.
Okay. Controllable. Like,
Yeah, controllable. And then I also learned this because also I learned this from Boom Gonzalez. Also, one of brother. So it's me, Tony Ataide, and Boom. So we're always together. If we can travel together, we'll travel. If our families are together, we all hang out. And I learned that from Boom is that treat them the way they want to be treated, and just be professional. And then off air, it's okay. You can fanboy if you want to, but still, if they see you that you're still cool with them, then they'll be cool with you. It's like when UFC was coming here, and Boom says, "Hey, we're gonna bring over GSP." I was like, "Okay." Damn, GSP. And then like, okay, where are we gonna go? No, we're gonna bring him in the booth. And then he came to the booth. Dude is huge, dude.
Yeah, if you
Massive.
see those fucking walls, like
dude
rock
is
hard. Yeah.
fucking jacked. And then when he was speaking, it's like, oh, this is
This is him.
this guy,
Accent's so thick.
this guy could kill us.
The three of us right now.
Exactly. And it's not going to be a problem. And it was funny. I mean, you meet different walks of life. I mean, we've had WWE people come in.
I'm a big fan.
Cena.
Oh my god. Damn.
Damn, you saw him?
The goat. The goat.
Yeah. Can't see him. And then let's see, like Triple H.
Whoa.
You have
That's what,
who else?
Who would
Mick Foley.
who would break your control of starstruck? This like is
Like-
it an NBA player, like an actor?
No,
like,
you know
or
what?
Favorite player of all time? Like will that?
It is because I work for the NBA. I write a show for the NBA.
Yeah.
They've taken me to China for the China games. And this was the year that Luka was a rookie. Last year of Dirk. So we went to
Wow, what a Dallas game to see.
Yeah, and they were
They're
playing
kinda
the
new,
they were playing the 76ers at the time, so it was still obviously Embiid was still there. Well, you never know if he's there. True, but trust the process. Trust the process. We're not sure if he's going to be there next year, so like my friend Warren, he was always the guy that would do the filming when an NBA player would come here. He would be the cameraman director. So we were in China. So the first game was in Shanghai. So Shanghai, it was okay. So we did that. And then the second game was in, I always mess it up.
Shenzhen.
Shenzhen.
Yeah.
I always say Shenzhen. And then like, no, that's the visa. No. All right. So the second game was there. And then for some reason, they were short 2 people to bring over for media. So they asked me and Tin to go. So me and Tin, we were like, they're like, oh, we'll pay you extra. We'll give you allowance. Because I go, I have no more clothes. They're like, okay, we'll give you allowance. I was like, okay, fine.
Perfect.
But you still have to do some work for us. So they're like, oh, wait. Sure. So you go there. And then our friend Warren, he goes, okay, this is what you have to do. You have to do the on-court interviews when they're practicing. Okay. So he goes, so first up was for Sixers were on. Yeah, Sixers were on first. So they go, okay, sick. Warren says, just stand there. Embiid will sit down. Once he sits down, ask a question.
Yeah.
Sat down. I was the first one to ask a question. And then after that, he's like, okay, once you ask your first question, get out.
Okay.
Because, other people might ask.
Okay.
So I was able to ask. So I got out. Tin was, I don't know who Tin was. No, she was interviewing someone else. I had Embiid. And then I got out. And then I was just waiting. And then it's like, okay, Dallas is coming out. Tin, you talked to Dirk. Slick, you talked to the rookie.
Okay.
I was like, oh. But then at that point, I've only seen highlight clips of Luka, but I knew who he was. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hope he turns out well.
Yeah. At that time.
Because you weren't sure.
Yeah.
And then so we got there. So he's like, Slick, stand here. This is Luka's chair. I was like, okay. He goes, once his leg touches the seat, before he turns around, ask him a question. I was like, okay. So I was there.
And he opened
and then everyone was with Dirk, obviously because it was last year. So everyone was there. So all of a sudden, it was just me and this other Chinese reporter who spoke great English.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay. He's like, do you want to ask first? I was like, okay, I'll ask first. And then, okay, we'll just go back and forth. I was like, okay, we'll just go back and forth. So once Luka came in, I asked him questions like, oh, how's it feel to be now in the NBA? And you're with Dirk, he'll teach you the ropes. And then at that time, he wasn't as talkative as he is now. Yeah. I mean, now
he'll talk a bit.
He talks a bit more.
Yeah.
But then before, he's like very simple. He's like, I appreciate him. Help me in the transition, stuff like that. And then we'd go back and forth, me and the Chinese reporter. And then there are other reporters that came, but then they wouldn't say anything. Is because they were relying on us to ask questions. So had a good 10 minutes with him.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then it kind of pops into your mind. It's like, oh. And
if you look at it.
I see him now. I mean,
damn. I interviewed him in his
Was
first
that your
year.
favorite interview of an NBA player?
that was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Because at that time, because we also interviewed some legends. I was with Sam Perkins. So I'd ask him, I was be like, when you were in UNC, did you know that Jordan would be Jordan? And then we talked about his Laker days and stuff like that. So that was cool. I mean, it's always interesting when you're doing those things. And then I think the dinner was the coolest thing, though.
I think it feels so surreal, damn,
Super surreal. It is because their buffet tables are literally in your face. It's like this high.
Yeah.
Because they're all so tall.
They're all so tall. You're just like, okay. Okay, what am I gonna get?
You're like a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're a kid, and then At that time, Tony, I think when we had the dinner, it was in Shanghai. Tony had the loudest suit on. Tony, he had the loudest suit on. Is that you could not miss him.
Yeah.
It was like a purple shiny suit. And then everyone was like, who's this guy? And then for some reason, he was in front of, the velvet rope. He was behind it. And I was like, how the fuck did he get there? He just hung out. And then all of a sudden you see him talking with Dr. J. And then Mark Cuban comes up to him. He's like, hey, where'd you get your suit?
Wow.
Yeah, and then he talked to Commissioner Adam Silver. And then, so
Wow, what a list.
And then, like, the Kembe was there, so you'd be able to talk to him. And then, those were some of the ones that you kind of highlights that you remember. And then you're just like, sometimes there's just too many. You just can't. You have to be in the moment. But then I feel that maybe if I end up like where I would lose it is that, for example, if I were to interview, like, say, BTS or
You're a K-pop fan.
yeah,
We took a U-turn. I was like thinking saying LeBron or like a Jordan, one of the goats, but like going
BTS comes in.
no, but like honestly, like
like
sports figures, I'll be fine. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
If I was able to speak to LeBron, then great. But then the thing is, like, if it's like BTS twice or like Blackpink, I was like,
so it's the K-pop.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Lisa.
yeah.
Was this a pandemic? Like most of the people, like they got hooked during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's how you got into it.
Well, because the thing is, because my wife, she was into it. She liked Big Bang, Super Junior.
Oh, the older ones, the OG ones before K-pop was a big thing.
Yeah, and I thought sounds nice. I mean, like wow, fantastic baby, and something like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then I was never really into it. And then when the pandemic hit, and then that's when, like BTS was doing their thing, and then we'd go back to like their first stuff when they were like super rappers and stuff like that. And then from there, it's just like, oh man, I mean, you really, you're kind of in awe of this. Who they are. And just recently, like me and Doc, we watched J-Hope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And-
Recently.
here. And I can say it's like, wow, okay, you kind of feel like, okay, I was telling Doc, is like, if we ever do see BTS live, we'd probably start to cry. Is because they kept us sane during the pandemic.
They helped a lot of people out. Yeah.
Like my son, he has old videos where he would be dancing to
BTS.
BTS. We'd watch all their practice videos, stuff like that. And then, I'd probably lose my shit if I had a chance.
They're all complete.
Just complete. I was just like, oh shit, it's them. And then, but obviously, like for twice, there's like 9 of them. I was like, oh, that's a lot. There's a lot to take in. But like. Those will probably be the groups that I lose my professionalism.
Okay. Like you'll forget how to control this stuff.
Yeah, it'll be out the door, and then I'm like, oh my god, I love you. Can you sign my arm? I'll make it a tattoo or something.
I'm guessing you have a lot of collectibles. Do you or no? Are you a collector?
I collect Lego. I'm really into caps. Even
I get it.
Even when I was
Caps,
a kid,
I love
caps. I have like a bunch of so many new era caps.
I was about to say the new era.
New era.
I think the first time I bought that's because of Fred Durst.
Yeah, backward red.
Backwards red.
Backward red.
Closed.
So mine. So I have so many caps that it's not even funny.
Yeah.
It's not.
Is it a whole cabinet?
No, I put it in a drawer. It's because if I have it all out, it's just gonna get dusty. I have caps in my car, and then it's just too much.
If the house burns down, one cap only.
What cap would you rescue?
It's a Major League Baseball cap, but it's from Billions collection. It's a San Diego Padres cap. I'm a
Okay.
San Diego Padres fan. And it's funny because Tony Ataide, he's a Dodgers fan, and we hate each other in that aspect. But it's a Billions collection. It's a upside down San Diego logo.
Okay.
You've seen the upside down LA
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
This one's just an upside down
Okay.
San Diego logo. So that would probably be that one. And then there's another one that I have that's kind of. I would save two. The reason why, because they're always together.
Okay.
Is that cap, and another one that I had customized by 1720 Clothing in Tahanan is because in the U.S. Say Lids, the store Lids, which sells
The
cap
caps.
store.
Yeah.
They can do embroidering. They can't touch the front panel. So it's a rule. It's a rule that they have there in the U.S. But obviously here, anything
You can do
goes.
whatever.
You can do whatever. So I had them do. I found them by accident. Is they did? It's the old school San Diego Padres cap. It's brown and orange SD. And I had them do important symbols in my life.
Okay.
So the one symbol here is on the left side is bow and arrow,
Okay.
obviously for
Archer.
archer. The next one is the sign of a doctor.
Okay.
The snake.
Yeah,
And that's also the sign of a nurse. So that's
Okay.
for
Both mom and
for doc
dad,
and
yeah.
mom. And then I have one in the back because he always has my back is symbol of the Navy anchor. And then I have a radio on one side. I have Boys Night Out here, and then I have palm trees here because San Diego is my home. It's also Philippines. So those are the two caps that I would
It's like your version
It's
of
a
the
nice cap.
tattoo.
Yeah, it's a version of a tattoo.
Yeah,
Indeed.
and speaking of tattoos, I've always wanted one,
Uh-huh.
and I just can't figure out
What?
And I
Okay.
always chat GPT. I was like, it's like design
Design a tattoo for me.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
at this cap.
Yeah, and
Like-
I do want one. It just,
You eventually get one. It
Oh,
seems
but-
like, it sounds like you will. It just like it has to be.
I just need
perfect.
it perfect. Is
Yeah.
because I want it to symbolize not only myself. I want it for Doc, for Archer, my family, and it's
Your life.
Yeah, my life. And I know that there's probably like life after Boys Night Out. Like obviously, like people will always talk about it. What's after Boys Night Out? I think Boys Night Out will always be there. It'll just be maybe something different. Maybe if we don't get on radio, if we're not on radio anymore, we'll do a podcast,
yeah.
or we'll do something individually. But I think it's because being guys, we don't have this conversation. Are you scared? Honestly, like I
I'm scared of
Just to like just
scared of the
stop.
future. Just scared of what's next.
to come.
Yeah, what's to come. And I have those. People would look at me like, oh, everything's good. But then I have those thoughts that come in like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do next? What's gonna be the evolution of? It's not Slick. It's what's Eric gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's Eric gonna do now? And it's a process that I'm still struggling with, but I know that I have my family, and I know that something will come up. I have very good friends. I have close friends. I have, for example, like someone that was my coach is now like someone that I look up to, Coach Dan of HMD.
Yeah.
Or like
Hey.
a personal trainer coach or
Yeah.
basketball?
Hitman Dan.
Okay.
Hitman Dan, and he was someone that I was always scared to go to, is because I heard that like super masungit and stuff like that. But it's hard to get into his classes. But I had a friend that said, it's always by recommendation. That's what Coach Dan always wanted, and it's something where you kind of realize like, you can learn from this guy, and we've been friends since 2017, 2018. And we've been friends. And I think the relationship as not just a friend, not just a coach, but someone that I look up to is that because you kind of see that, oh, this guy has things down that I don't know yet. He's a businessman. He has a gym. And the thing
is he older?
No.
No.
Oddly enough, he's younger.
I was about to, okay.
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah.
And the thing is because of just his hard work. Is because
His discipline.
Yeah. And for me, is because being in radio, you don't have that discipline. Like, I mean,
a different type of discipline.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you still
different.
do the everyday Monday. That's still pretty.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
a routine.
Different type.
Yeah, it's
like,
a different type. But then
yeah.
it's different when
Yeah.
you put up like a company or you
Yeah,
shell
yeah,
out
yeah,
like
yeah.
money.
yeah.
You're like, oh shit, is this gonna work? It's because like I've had businesses, I've had restaurants, I've had clubs, but then it just never worked out. So for me, it's like I think the last time that we made a big investment, like Doc says, okay, that's the last. Okay, that's the last. And then just seeing like how Coach Dan made his business, because he does like snacks, because he has like dandy snacks. So you see it in supermarkets and stuff like that, and nuts and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, oh, from then he built an empire, and then the whole gym thing is not.
Yeah. It's not just a gym.
No, the gym is just. It's his playground. Is because he just likes working out, and he just likes teaching people. And then from there, I kind of got the bug of teaching people. Is because, like he goes, hey, just come to the class, don't work out, just shadow. I was like, okay. So like I know Coach Chappie Calianta. I used to work out with him with 360. Still a good friend, and I always ask him questions, and I always find it inspiring because you're making these people better. You're making them feel better.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like same thing as radio, is because Logan always had this thought, is because how come being a DJ makes you happy?
Yeah.
Logan would always answer is that you can talk to a bank manager and talk to people. Has that bank manager made you smile? Kind of no. All right? Unless they loan, but then the thing is after the loan, you're like, shit, I got to pay off this fucking loan. Fuck this.
Yeah.
But then, like for us, being DJs, you always hear stories like, hey, you made me laugh. You made
traffic
you
bearable.
make traffic bearable. I mean, we had...
You made someone's day.
Yeah, I mean, you see them smile. I mean, even if they don't know my name, they're like, "Oh, boys' night out."
Yeah.
Or sometimes they're like, "Oh, Tony, yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
That's almost. That's me. Oh, we get that so much, like in the club, like.
Really?
Oh my god, like so. There's times like me and Sam would be walking through the club, like, oh, Tony. That's me and Sam look like, hey, what's your number? There, but I guess that's kind of the same thing as the way coaching goes. I mean, I took up some online classes, also how to train kids, stuff like that.
So you want to be a CrossFit instructor, or?
I think more of just the thing is with CrossFit is that to use that name,
Yeah, it's a brand. You really have to train there.
You have to train there. You have to be an affiliate, which I understand is because all these CrossFit trainers are super good. I mean, I know a lot of them from Victus, tapos you have Ethos, you have guys from Grail, Infinitas. I mean, when you meet all these coaches, you get inspired. Is because this is their life. I mean, they've been working at it.
Yeah.
And I see the dedication. For me, like obviously, if I just get into it, I'm just gonna get. I've just been into it for the past 3-4 years, but these guys have, built themselves up, and I look up to them. Even if I may not have like their track record or what they've been doing, but I like learning from them. I like seeing them do their thing, is because it's just different. For example, like you wouldn't expect like do you guys know Jigs Mayuga?
Yeah, I see from China's story.
Yeah, see, like
Chino
Chino.
role
Yeah,
plays
Yeah,
a friend of ours.
Chino.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've seen him guest here.
Yeah.
Like I look up to those guys. Like Jigs Mayuga, by day he's a makeup
It's a
artist.
makeup, yeah.
But then he was actually my doc's dream makeup artist
Oh.
for the wedding. And then like I super asked him, I was like, Jigs, can you do this for me? And then so before the wedding, sorry to jump, but
It's okay.
so that I remember.
Hey, you. No, not her. You. We're halfway through the episode, and this is a reminder to stay hydrated and drink some water. I love water. Do you love water? And don't forget to like and subscribe on Spotify and YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok. Now, let's get back to the episode. Sour Taste Podcast.
Is that I told Doc, I was like, oh, I have your makeup artist. She's like, it's coming close. We have to
Yeah.
do the makeup test. I was like, okay, do the makeup test. And then so we went to the studio, and then she's like, and then Jigs walks in, and she's like, oh my God, it's a Jigs.
Perfect.
And Jigs, I mean, I've seen it in different light. Like when I see him work out, Jigs is strong. Jigs is one of the strongest ones.
He
that I've
looks
seen.
so strong, dude. I see how he
Yeah,
lifts. Like,
how he
damn.
lifts, and it's just far from his, his day job. But that's the great thing about it. I mean, like for Coach Chino, when you see him doing his thing, you see him how he cares for everyone. And I guess for me is just to pick up on maybe what's the next, like being a coach or something. It's something that I could see myself doing. I mean, just because you get inspired by like Coach Dan and like all the others, and you're just like, okay, this is something that I may want to do. So it's kind
there.
of
It's one of the routes.
yeah,
It's there.
it's one of the routes. But then obviously you still want to do the entertainment thing, is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I have an idea for a podcast, but then I just want to see if it'll work.
Playing
Yeah,
around
yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
No, but I think it'll work. I think in essence it'll work,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's just I just need people to get on board.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
It's a lot of work.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Something
get
to
on
look
board.
forward to.
But then it's super simple. I mean, simple setup like this, like what you guys have been doing. And yeah, I mean, just doing like different stuff. That's what I was thinking. Like before, I used to do a TV show. So Sneaker Files. It was on TV5 for a bit. With Carlo Ople. He was the producer. So did that, and you kind of see the whole how hard that is. But you got to respect the hustle that he has.
Yeah.
And I guess in this life is that you just got to really think about, okay, just keep going on, just keep on on. And
Yeah.
I guess also that's
Trial and error.
trial and error is
Yeah.
because, like, for example, like podcasting, like when the pandemic hit, everyone in their brother and sister and friend Barcada, they had a podcast.
Zoom podcast.
Yeah.
Get a mic.
Yeah.
Let's go online.
Right?
Record the. Yeah.
Everyone had a podcast.
Yeah,
And then where are they now?
I know.
Right?
You just gotta keep on going.
Yeah, it's really the strongest survive.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah.
if
Agreed.
you have that passion, if you're just not in it for the money,
Yeah.
then okay,
Yeah.
I can see it happening. But then if you don't get frustrated, like, oh, no one's coming in, I don't get the views.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then that's part
That's
of the
part of it,
grind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, that's how Mr. B started. I mean, you get zero.
I know.
Right?
I know.
And Dino Coronel, if you know that guy.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for years. But then now he's like one of the biggest content creators.
Yeah. And his is just funny is because
Yeah.
people just are discovering now. It's like, oh, like he's a gamer, Pinoy.
He's Pinoy.
Philippines. Right? And
The
then,
comment like, oh, Philippines.
and it's nice is because I guess eventually, especially with social media, people see like if you are authentic or not.
Yeah.
And you just really can't play like, okay, I'm gonna be someone that I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, this is the in thing. We'll try to do it, but I mean, will you last pretending to be something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing something you don't enjoy for the cash.
Yeah,
It's-
is you don't want to sell out yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't be a sellout.
Yeah, it's because people are gonna know. God,
Yeah.
Is that if you sell yourself as a nice guy, but then they see you outside, and you're an effing asshole.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck that guy,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like me, like for us in general, like for Boys Night Out, majority what you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get. There's not a lot of wiggle room to hide who we
Yeah.
are. So whatever you hear on air is practically
Basically, you guys.
yeah, it's practically true and stuff like that. I think like people always laugh is like when we talk about like Tony's sex stories and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, is that true?" Like, yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm not like exaggerating. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
it's not. It's because oh shit, this stuff only happens in the movies.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
some person with a fucked up mind would be the one to write this out and stuff like that. I mean, it's I guess it's us. It's who we are, and you know, I don't regret anything. Is because I think they're all, you know, like every once in a while you'll have people say like, oh, do you regret doing this? Do you regret, you know, saying this?
Yeah.
What would your wife say? What would so and so say
Yeah.
about you? And the thing is if I didn't say it, then it would be more disappointing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't hide what I did before
Yeah.
I met Doc. I can't hide you know, who I was before Archer.
Yeah.
And
It's all
you know,
out there.
which you are. Yeah, it's all out there, and
Yeah.
it's something that you know I'm proud of.
Yeah.
You know, it may be something stupid, but
It's
'cause
you.
It's us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done a lot of stupid shit. We've done a lot of stupid
It's
shit.
part of life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of your legacy.
I mean, everyone has. Yours just happened to be recorded and out there
Yeah.
for people to listen to.
And it's so. And just the stuff we do is just
I
so
think that's what
dumb.
made it.
Are all of those like
Successful.
on a hard drive? Like all of the episodes for years?
Dami nun.
Dami nun.
We wish. It's because we did a TV show. It was funny. We've had 3 TV shows as Boys Night Out. We had one on Channel V. Had that for a while. Then the Channel V shut down. Then we went to MTV. Had that for a while. Then it shut down. Then we had CNN. Don't ask us why we had CNN. Then that shut down. I'm like, damn, are we the unlucky ones here? We have like 1 or 3
We should
seasons.
stick to radio.
Like, man, we're doing something wrong. Are we unlucky? But I mean, it just happens. So it's still a learning process. Still fun for us. But yeah, there's probably still some tapes out there.
Yeah.
I know there are a few episodes out there that our ex directors still have.
At least you guys still get to keep it.
I have to.
Hey Archer, listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're older.
It's because kids are smart now.
Does he know Slick Rick? No, it's just that for now. 8 years old is still pretty. I'm sure he knows you're on the radio, but does he tune in and like, what's that
No.
talking about? What's
He knows.
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows. Is because like sometimes like if he's coming from jiu-jitsu, like Doc would say, "Hey, we're listening in the car." I'd say hi,
okay,
and then
okay.
he knows no man. But then I think like if I'm doing work on air, like for example, like I have a setup exactly like this.
Yeah.
I have the light, I have the camera here, have my laptop. If I'm broadcasting from home, hey, I'll look. It's like, oh,
Okay, yeah.
and then he knows the man. He knows the appear. He'll be like, he's like, he knows the jingle, like boys. I'd hear him sing it, so I always find that funny. And then, yeah, I mean, like kids now are smart,
Yup.
especially at 8. Is that you can't get anything
can't
by
trick
them.
them,
Yeah, it's because even if you try, you're just like,
They already know.
yeah.
I'm just thinking it's interesting to have a dad that's
thank
Googleable. Like once he's really there at that age, we're like, I know you're that. I don't. He's Slick Rick. Then like.
Why is that girl taking a body shot off? Oh, that was before your mom. So there. I mean, it's fun.
But then when he Googles Slick Rick, he'll see a black guy.
Yeah. It's like, which is safe.
Yeah, which is safe.
And that was the thing is because when Logan picked my name, I was like, because I was from the States,
Yeah.
born and raised. I was like, that's a rapper. It's like, no one knows who Slick Rick is here. Because his music never got big. Oh, okay. So you just be
I'll
the
take
Slick
it.
Rick of the Philippines. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's something fun that I'll always remember. But I mean, still doing it. Still. So, and everyone, like, for example, like Jim, they'll just call me Slick.
I was about to say, who calls you Eric? Who calls you Rick? Or it's always Slick. I'm assuming Slick.
I'm sure
It's
your
like the
close
nickname.
friends are like Rick.
I mean,
Or
Tita's,
Eric.
Tito's parents, siguro yung...
Tito's
Eric,
there.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
Obviously, my wife calls me by my real name.
Okay.
It was funny though, but when we were first going out, she called me by Eric. I didn't even turn around. And she goes, Slick. Oh, wait.
Oh, you were calling me.
Me. Oh, my, sorry. Not used to it. So yeah, it happens.
Something to get used to.
I think like people at the gym, they just call me Slick.
Yeah.
People at work, they call me Slick.
Yeah.
My cousins, they all call me Slick.
Yeah.
My mom and dad call me obviously Eric.
Eric. Yeah.
It's a nice nickname though, Slick.
Yeah.
Slides of
Right?
the tongue well.
Yeah, and then
Hey, Slick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
what's up?
And then I kind of find it weird sometimes, like when I introduce myself, like, "Hi, I'm Eric." Then it's just a blank stare. I'm just like, "Oh, okay, you're our host for that."
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm
okay.
Eric. Like, who the fuck is Eric?
Did we sign up an Eric? here?
We're looking for a Rick.
No, and it was funny is because like when me and Doc were getting married, so we sent out all our invitations, stuff like that. sent it to a friend. Went to college with him. Good friend. Sent it to him. This is Ryan Agancillo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sent it to him. Gets it.
You know, say Eric.
He's like, who the fuck is this guy? Well,
Who is Eric?
who's Eric Virata? He's like, who the fuck is this guy?
How did he get my home address?
Exactly. And he asked his wife. He asked, obviously, Judy Ann. And he's like, do you know her? No. And then after a few weeks, he saw me. And I think he saw on my post, like, I got married. And then maybe the week after, it's like,
Oh, he didn't make the wedding.
he's like, so you're Eric. I'm like,
Too
he's
late.
like, you should just put Slick. I was like, oh, thanks. So like people like they wouldn't
They-
know.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Should have put Eric Slick.
yeah, exactly. So I go, that would be kind of weird if I sent you that.
Yeah.
So it's a formal invitation.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was funny. It's like when the name takes over your real name,
Yeah.
which is okay. I mean, I can't complain. Is because like sometimes when we're in the States, like they'll ask, "Oh, what's your IG?" You know, it's like,
Yeah.
then they look at it like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Oh, why do you have so many followers?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you
And-
still have friends in the U.S.?
Yeah,
Or
I
high
do.
School?
Yeah. For high school, I have probably like maybe 10 of them, and they don't believe that I'm doing what I'm doing. Is because like
Quiet guy.
guy.
Yeah.
They saw you differently.
Little Asian boy.
Yeah.
Had the weird haircut and everything. And yeah, they're like, wow, you're doing radio? I was like, yeah. And then they're like, that's the reason why you look so young. And because when I look at them, because of course they're all like
Stressed out.
stressed out.
Working
They're
a 9-to-5 job.
And the whites
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
They age
They don't
pretty
age
They
well.
age a
Right.
lot.
Versus the Asians.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, because I see them, it's like, oh damn, life is lifing you. Huh?
Nice way of putting it.
Yeah. You don't want to be mean, but then it's like,
I think you should move to Manila if you wanna.
it's like, man, life hit you hard, huh? And then they're like divorced and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I mean, like also like my college classmates, they still don't believe that doing what I'm doing. Like some of them, they would even call the show. They're like, "Hey, you used to be my classmate," and then like Tony and Sam or Gino and Tim, they're like, "Oh, how was he as a student?" Quiet, quiet. That's always the one thing they'd always say. Oh,
Quiet.
He's quiet. He doesn't say much. So they're kind of happy that, oh, okay, now that's why you're quiet. Well, the thing is, because that's where I pick up a lot of conversations. Honestly, like I eavesdrop a lot. Like when
I love doing that. Coffee shops, whatever,
when I'm in the mall,
restaurants, like, yeah.
You pick up on some of the weirdest stuff, but then it becomes like a topic. There was one time I was in Greenbelt.
Oh, that's your research for today's episode.
That's why people they would always find me. Not now, but a little bit now. I go to the mall a little bit more just to see what people are talking about and see what's new. But I remember because I was in Greenbelt. I was walking around. I was going up the escalator, and then there's two people behind me. And then I was like, this guy started talking to the girl. I was like, you know what, if you were my girlfriend, blah, 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 I'd treat you right. I was
What a line.
I was like, okay.
Pick up lines.
So went to the show again. Like, here's our topic for tonight. That was like, what's the topic? Ahas lines. And
That's
from
the marker thing.
right there.
Lines. Even the name's so fucking
exactly.
attractive.
So from there, you just pick up on stupid things that people talk about, but then they don't realize it can be a full conversation. So from there, you really get to listen, and then you get to really get to see the pulse of what society's talking about, stuff like that. So it's fun. I mean,
is that how loose it is? Like you were in the mall the same day, and then, this is the topic for today. Because I guess, I don't know, coming from an office or corporate background, like things are more planned out ahead of time.
Actually,
And doing something daily is a lot.
Before we used to do that. We used to
plan it out.
That's our topic: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. But then we'll have it there. But then if something comes up,
something on Twitter, something's trending,
something good, or for example, if we just start talking and then we just hear like a line or just an idea, we'll just run from there.
Okay.
And then we'll put that in the back burner. Okay. And then I guess
capitalizing on a trend or something that's being talked about on that. Yeah.
I think that's important. Is that you have to know your audience. That's what we talk about. Say the newer junior jocks now, for Magic, is that don't be us, be yourself.
Yeah.
And kind of talk to your audience. Don't try to upsell yourself to be talking to someone older.
Because it's not gonna match. It's not gonna jive.
Yeah, is that if you're a college student, you're not talking about like, oh, the terrorists are getting me. Yeah. What the fuck are terrorists?
I don't really care. I get allowance.
Exactly, you get allowance. So I don't care about that.
What the fuck would I care about?
Exactly.
Trump.
It doesn't bother me, so fine. So that's what we always tell them, is that just know your audience. Is that if you're young, talk young.
Yeah.
Talk like what you guys would talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it would be kind of weird if we were talking super young.
Yeah.
But obviously, we still have to kind of cater to them, talk about what they're talking about, and talk to the people that still listen to us that are our demographic.
Yeah.
Is that, I guess that's the balance there. Is that you really can't be too old, you can't be too young. You just have to hit kind of the middle. Yeah. Even for like any kind of podcast, is that you got to know your audience. It's like, okay, what's your plan? Who's our target audience?
Who's listening?
Who's listening? And then let's try to hone in that, and then it'll pick up eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't get frustrated, is because I think also that's that's what happens to the younger ones. Is that they're kind of like, oh, how come no one's listening to me?
They're disheartened.
Yeah, they're disheartened.
Instant gratification. You
Yeah.
gotta be patient and like put the time in. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, it's
They
just
think
like,
it's instant.
it's like Instagram, TikTok is like, how come I'm not getting likes
Mm.
in this?
Yeah.
All right. So for them is that you got to go through the hard part. I mean, that's what they don't see about, say, what we've been doing is that, they, they're boys night out, but they don't realize, like, we really did put the time to really talk about the show. Like,
Yeah.
like before, like when we first started, like you'd find us, say we were 6 to 10, you'd still find us in the office past midnight.
Oh, talking, planning,
Just
brainstorming.
Not even planning. We're just talking. We're just
yeah.
like, okay,
Continuing the whole
Yeah.
episode, I guess.
I'm just like, okay, what did we do wrong? Or,
Yeah.
we'll just watch TV. We could talk about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess for the younger ones, they're kind of trying to figure out their path. Like, okay, that's why, like, it's hard with social media is that you always try to compare yourself with others. And it's like, okay, how come they have that and I don't have that?
Yeah.
And it's a dilemma that, I see even for maybe someone as young as my son. But thank God, like my son, he's just only into like Roblox,
Yeah.
Minecraft,
8-year-old, okay,
PlayStation. I let him play like Call of Duty. But then if he's gonna, I let him do the storyline. I don't let him play online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of talk.
Yeah, but I mute the talk. So
Okay.
so if he insists that, hey, I want to play online, okay, we'll play online, but then we'll play split screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supervise for a while. See
Yeah.
what's there. Yeah.
And I make sure that he doesn't have headsets.
Okay.
If he's on his iPad, I make sure I know what he's
watching.
what he's watching,
What he's
and then,
listening to.
Because what we did, we actually paid for premium, so there are no ads, stuff like that. But then, so he's connected to mine, so I can see his history.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at least I kind of know what he's listening,
Yeah.
watching.
Watch.
And then, like, if there are just some YouTubers that are just plainly annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that they're shouting just because they want to shout. I was like, don't watch that.
Yeah.
It's
And then
trash.
he'll listen. But
Okay,
I mean,
good.
like, I enjoy watching like Speed. I
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
yeah,
It was awesome.
yeah, he's funny. I mean, like Tony is like, oh, that's not my market. But the thing is, he does have a market. He does have that. That's that younger generation. That's that younger generation trying to figure out who they are. And like my son, he watches him, watches Kai, watches all those guys, and I'm good with it. Is because I would rather him watch it and then ask me a question. What is that?
Okay. Yeah. For
So
you to explain.
Yeah, for him to explain.
context, yeah.
For context, like it was funny is because he I think 2 days ago we were off to town, and he goes, Dad, what's a second job? Oh,
Whoa.
I was like, why? Because I see sometimes on YouTube they talk about having a second job. I was like, okay. I go, this is. I go, think of me. I go, I'm a radio DJ, but I do stuff for the NBA. I host. So that's my second, third, fourth. I do stuff in the gym. I help out. So that's like a second job. I go, your mom, she has only one job. She's a doctor, but she's working for other hospitals. So she's saving people. So she only needs one job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay.
No,
So yeah, it's something that you kind of have to work around, and something
that's interesting and exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah, but
'cause
asking like a second job, wow, for 8 years old.
The
I mean, there's so
curiosity,
much information being fed to him on a daily basis.
Oh yeah. And I make sure that he'll do jiu-jitsu. so that he knows how to protect himself. But then
Yeah.
also,
Discipline.
it's really a discipline. Exactly.
Yeah.
Martial arts discipline.
Martial arts.
I heard it's very humbling.
Super. It's because
jiu-jitsu?
like I do it. So the thing is you have someone that's maybe smaller than you tap you out or something.
I know.
Choke you out.
Yeah.
So that's something that I enjoy, is because it's like chess. It's not like it's not really the strongest that wins. It's not the
Yeah.
biggest. It's just really like, okay, how am I gonna get out of this?
Yeah. Strategic.
Yeah.
A mix of
The
everything.
timing and everything.
Yeah, it makes you think like, at least if shit goes down, someone tries to.
Yeah.
At least you can kind of
Defend
protect yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just run away.
After,
I choke you out. Ah!
like the run from the.
Yeah. From the bottom.
Fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's humbling. It's a humbling thing. But then like the whole jiu-jitsu community.
Mm-hmm.
They're-
Yeah, I have a
they're-
few friends in the community. They
they're-
love it. They love it. They
It's
love
something
it.
else. It's a different feeling getting on the mats, getting your ass kicked, and then trying to figure out what the fuck did I do wrong, lad?
And how was I handled that easily?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I left my arm out there. Okay, yep.
That fast?
I deserve that one.
You mentioned jiu-jitsu, CrossFit, and 360. We're always into
I was always into
workouts,
sports.
fitness, sports.
Yeah, I was always into sports. Growing up in the U.S., my dad he always encouraged me to do sports. So started out baseball. So I played a lot of baseball. I was a second baseman, pitcher, sometimes relief because I just couldn't do the whole starting one. Outfielder because fast little Asian boy. Hated center field. Left field was my field because it's such a shorter field for me. Started tennis, golf, jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
So
I get
kind
it.
of like that. So like, have me do any kind of sport. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much okay.
Just for the activity or for the sweat, for the health.
I used
Or the competitiveness?
Yeah. The community.
tennis was probably my main sport.
Okay.
In high school, and then baseball, and then I did basketball. But then obviously your people are so much taller.
Yeah.
Asian
So
again, Asian gene.
I would just be like the point guard. So point guard, I was good with that. But yeah, I've always loved sports.
What sparked during this CrossFit? Because you seem like you found something that there's something in here that made me want to do it more than just an activity.
Some workout.
Yeah.
For CrossFit, I think it just happened when I entered HMD. Is because I've always heard that, you're gonna get hurt doing CrossFit. I've heard a lot of people. They
I have that in my head. The injuries.
yeah,
the
pop
something.
shoulder, stuff like that. Your back, which has happened to me
Happened.
even before doing CrossFit.
Oh, okay.
But I guess it also comes down to the people around you,
Okay.
maybe the coach.
Yeah.
It is because you become more aware of your body that I can't do that. You can in CrossFit everything can be scaled. So like in tennis, you can you hit back and forth, but then the thing is if you play someone good, they're gonna rip the shit out of that ball, right? So in CrossFit, it's okay. You can't do say 95. It's okay. You can do 65. Do lower,
okay.
or just do the bar. Just get everything going. And I think I like that in my mind is because like during the pandemic, like me and my wife, we bought all the equipment. We had
Full setup.
we had the full setup outside. We had the bar. We had the plates. We had the bike. We had the Rogue. The Echo bike.
Yeah.
We had that. We bought one, and we just realized, man, we're people that like working out with other people. We can't work out.
Yeah.
Just us.
Just man, we're gonna cut reps.
Yeah, for sure. We're supposed to do 10. Shit, 8.
Hindi, 5 na lang. Okay na. Just as long as you get
50 burpees.
Just as long as you get the
30.
pump. Okay na yan. Okay na yan. But then, like,
the community aspect of
community
it.
aspect of it. I mean, there's no community is perfect. Like I can honestly say that. Like even if they'd want to say, you know, it's a good community, there's still something there. But then the thing is it just depends on the people that aren't supposed to be there will find themselves their way out. You know,
Yeah.
they'll find themselves another community. That's fine. But you know, just being with Coach Dan, just getting to know him more, I think that's also helped me. And us being total opposites also helps. Is
Opposites in what sense?
like if I'm
Like
quiet,
lifestyle. Oh, okay.
he's like
Extroverted.
he's like, oh, I think this guy's about to kill someone. Is this gonna choke me out? I don't know. But then, like, cause I'm the one to be like the jokester. I'm like when I'm at the gym, you'll hear me like
Crack a
encourage
joke.
people.
Right.
I'll crack a joke. I was like, oh, nice haircut. Who cut your hair? Let's beat him up. Right? I mean, something like that. Or, oh, nice. You know, I'll comment, oh, nice shoes, nice shirt, stuff like that. I think that also helps. That dynamic is there. I think that's what I find nice about CrossFit is because everyone's an athlete. Even if you don't want to say that you're an athlete, like I'll acknowledge it. Like, hey, like we have a chat group. I'm not gonna acknowledge them by hey members. I'll say hey athletes, like good morning athletes, stuff like that. And because you want to know where these people come from. I think I've seen it in other CrossFit gyms. Use this is the person next to you is dealing with, for example, someone that may have passed away, or this young kid just found this community because he's not accepted in high school or something like that. And you, I guess that's the beauty of. We're not a CrossFit gym. We're a functional fitness gym. Is because you got to pay. Like,
You got to pay for the CrossFit name.
if I'm mistaken, CrossFit is like $25,000.
Yeah, I think it's that
Just-
expensive.
To use
It
the
used to be
brand.
50. It used to be 50,000. I think now it's 25 or even a little bit less because they've been losing affiliates, and because High Rocks is doing their thing. But I think that's the beauty of it. Is I've gained more of a respect for people that come into the gym, is because even though they may have businesses, they you know, they may be married to someone that's rich, but they still come in and they still do the work.
They make time.
put in
to
the work.
put
They
that part
put in
of
the
their
work.
day.
And you know, that majority of the members at HMD are moms, are mothers, and you know that's where I was like when I see my wife work out, when I see her do a PR or something, when I see someone pick up the bar for the first time, I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. It's because they can just be home, just relaxing, and watching TV or watching their kids.
They
But
chose to be here.
yeah, they chose to be here, and that's something beautiful. Is that you see someone out of their own
Comfort zone.
Is that okay? They're here just to do something that
challenging
Yeah.
themselves.
and I applaud each and every one of them. Like my friend, like Tony's wife, Wella. She just joined. Like I've been bugging her for the past 3-4 years, and she's never joined. And then once they got back from Hong Kong, I was like, "Come on, join." She started to join, and man,
She got addicted.
she is there every day. Every day she is there.
She got caught by
So
the bug.
she got caught by the bug. Then she'll ask me, "Oh, what time are you working?" I go 8. I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get dropped off in your house." And then because she got the driver will drop off the kids. I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." And then it was funny, is because like her kids like, "Yeah, you see my mom every day." And then Tony like, "Yeah, you see my wife every day." Like, "Yeah, have coffee." And then because the thing is I've seen the transformation, even just for myself, is that I was almost past 200 plus pounds, and there just came a time where I was just like, fuck,
Fuck, I can't.
no,
I can't live
no,
like
this,
this.
no, this is not gonna be me. Is that, you know, for functional fitness, CrossFit, whatever. The thing is it's not about being like super buff, having all the abs. The thing is you have to be like what my wife says to all the moms is that you don't have to have all the cuts. You don't have to be skinny. Just be strong. Just your bone density is important. Lift weights. If you can't lift weights, move. And when they're all there, that's my encouragement. Is that you're doing it. For example, you're doing a deadlift. Deadlift is something that's you're gonna be doing, picking up groceries, picking up kids, and you just don't want that time where you just can't do it. Is that you want to be able to be strong? And for myself, Doc, we want to be strong for Archer. Is that we want him to see that this is normal. Is that's why like on YouTube we'll watch all the CrossFit games. We'll watch the Buttery Bros. We'll watch all the different people that do stuff. Fraser, Tia Claire, Toomey, and because I want him not to say, because like back then, like the older people that Amazon na yan, diba? Parang it's just like it's not
Take away that stigma.
Yeah, it's not womanly.
Yeah.
So I want him to understand is that no matter what shape, but if they're strong, that's the strength of a woman.
Yeah.
And I just always wanted him to know that. And still now, he understands. Like, we'll take him to the gym when he doesn't have school. We have him do some stuff. He sees other moms doing stuff. So it's been something important. And it's something that's kept Doc and I strong together as a couple. Is that we found our love for CrossFit. And like my wife, she like sneakers were sneakers. She was just like whatever. Like she's like, that's you could just use that all for one, whatever thing you want to do. But now she knows like it's a Metcon rad shoe.
This is for running.
This is for running.
Cross training and everything.
Like there's a time that we did runs. I did the Bull Runner. Did the Saka Marathon. And then she would do that, and then that's when I introduced her to like Ultra Boost, and then she realized, this is really different. Yeah, it's different. And then all of a sudden she uses it for travel, and she kind of understood the whole sneaker game. And then, I guess that's why I'm so passionate about say this CrossFit functional fitness thing is because you see how you can change people's lives. You can see how you're able to help them out is because we've had people come in from just zero. And you like me being a host, you can kind of feel that, okay, the confidence level's not there. The person's just not sure of themselves. But after a few months, you see, damn, you've changed.
You're stronger now.
You're stronger. I mean, not even just PRs. It's just like, you're a changed person. Your aura has changed, and then like he'll say, physically you may not feel that.
Difference.
I'm not like a Derek Ramsey.
Like look better,
right? Is because it'd be great, but then that shit is hard. I got to give it up. Like Derek Ramsey, like all those guys with abs. That's fucking hard.
Yeah.
F that.
Don't eat. You can't eat probably most.
I ain't gonna do that, man. I gotta have a burger. I gotta have some fries.
Greasy stuff.
Exactly.
I still want to drink.
I gotta have a drink. I gotta be able to eat my chips. I gotta be able to live. But then, like, if you're able to give that hope to that person, and then that person says, "Hey," to their friend, "Hey, why don't you try it? I like it," or whatever CrossFit community that they're in. Go for it. Is because if being scared is the only reason why you're not going, just go, and you'll understand why. I mean, be it if you go, for example, like in BF, there's also Alakay that's there.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, that's new. I mean, they do their stuff. I mean, if you go to Grail, you go to, if you're in QC Infinitas, Ethos is near Rockwell. man, just go for it. And I'm just amazed, especially when there's like CrossFit competitions.
It's intense.
It's intense, but then you realize that there's a lot of talent here. And you're just like, oh, fuck, these people are strong. There are people that I met from Pampanga, from Batangas, where you just realize, wow, how old are you? 18, 19? You're just so fucking strong. You see these people like lifting like 200 plus pounds, like a clean, just like nothing.
Easy.
Yeah, just like, oh shit, my arm would pop. My shoulder would pop. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the great thing about it is that, we have a great community here, be it whatever, every place has their drama, but it is what it is. It's not a perfect world, but in general, it's a great community to be in. I mean, like, I think I see a lot of the one in Siargao, CrossFit Siargao. They're strong. Even they're strong. I mean, they get a lot of foreigners, obviously, but I mean, they got a good community out in Siargao. I went to Siargao before. I popped in because I had a hosting there, but then I just looked in. I couldn't work out, and I was like, "Ooh, this is nice." Yeah. So, yeah, it's one of the nicer places to work out.
I think it's different aspects because one, I found a group I can hang out with. Two, you're accomplishing challenges, you're progressing. Before 50 lang, 100 now. And I think the scientific part, even though I don't know the details about it, like the endorphins, whatever. That all comes in. That's why it's more than, aside from you just want to be fit, you just want to have the abs to want to be ripped like Derek. But like, after a while, all those things come in. Like I meet new friends, people I want to spend time with.
Yeah, and people that you end up just, like at the end of, say, maybe like someone that's new, you just really get to know them.
Yeah.
It's because, honestly speaking, you go out to a bar, no one's really talking. You see them there, everyone's on their
surface
phone.
level, shallow.
Shallow.
Fun time.
Fun
Loud
time.
music.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
It's so hard to talk.
And that's the difficult part now, is that you don't get to know people. You don't get to know like maybe their struggles, But then being in, for example, in a community, you kind of feel like you kind of ask,
you can
like,
open
hey,
up.
are you okay? You're willing to talk to other people.
It opens up the vulnerability.
Yeah, and let's be honest, we all are vulnerable. It's just like we just don't open ourselves
We don't choose.
up. Yeah, we just don't choose is because that's not manly.
Yeah.
That's not manly. That's not.
And time and place too.
Yeah,
Like club, no, and it's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see that at the club. Pare, we broke up.
When you're lasing. Alam mo bakit tayo nandito?
Break it up. Right? You have those.
You have those moments.
You have those moments. I mean, like honestly, like.
Sometimes it slips.
Like even
after the 8th shot.
like, because Tony's been forever bachelor. Like the times that I broke up with my girlfriends before, he's always been there. Why?
As a bro, as a friend,
as more than that. He just knows. He just knows. Even if you don't tell him, he's like, hey, you want to go out? Oh, hey. And then you kind of know why he's part of the nightlife. I mean, he's good. I mean, being part of that Palace group, being 12 Monkeys and whatever else he's into. I mean, you kind of know that he's an asset to that group is because he's a good person. Because I was always a person that's always with someone. But then there was probably a good 2 years that I was single. Man, we would go out. We would just... like party, like drink, and then the thing is we'd party, but then obviously there'd be girls, but then it's not really.
It's not how you'd picture it.
Yeah, it's not how you picture it. It's different.
Just talking.
Yeah, it's just talking. I mean, he's the type not to bring up anything. It's just like, okay, if you want to talk about it, we talk about it. But if you don't want to, we can just we have fun.
You can bro it out.
Yeah, and the thing is with Tony is that. I respect him for his hustle. I respect him for how far he's come. And he's someone that, I can say is someone I can count on. Some, like, for example, like, obviously, if I'm ever getting in trouble, I'll call them. You know, being arrested.
Tony, help me.
Help me. He probably just give me 5 minutes. I'll call someone.
Call.
What's he doing? Oh yeah. That's okay. You're out. There,
Someone will pick you up.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But I mean, going back to the whole community, I mean that's why I fell in love with it. Is because it's something that my body looks for, something that I want to do, something that I like. Honestly, I'd want to help the community just in general, is because there's so much potential here. Is that they don't realize how great we can become.
Agree.
I mean, just be it, say just even the competitions. Competitions can be so much more. The competitions, the way that they broadcast it could be so much more.
Could be
The
elevated.
potential.
The potential
I agree.
there.
Because same with if you're talking about CrossFit, now I'm talking about ultimate frisbee.
Yes.
Like ultimate is huge here in the Philippines. Like we have nationals. We're in
Yeah.
Cebu. I mean Visayas, Mindanao,
Diba,
Manila,
like in
GMA.
Boracay, right?
Yeah, Boracay.
Boracay, yeah.
We have like the best beach ultimate team, Boracay Dragons, that competes internationally, and we've won like
Wow.
medals. So
Really?
you know, I get what you're saying, that we can be so much more. Functional fitness, CrossFit, or any sport.
And that's, I don't know, maybe that's something that I've also been thinking about, is that how can you help these communities out? Is because the potential is there. It's just that they don't realize it. And it could be, we could be world class. Like, for example,
Agree.
like in Ultimate, where does it come out? Does it come out on Facebook? Does it?
Yeah, we do it on Facebook.
Live.
See, the thing is with Facebook,
We're limited to
you're just limited to Facebook, but
YouTube.
you can do your Twitch, you can do
Yeah.
maybe you can explore maybe something in playback, you can do, and there's Kick is also there. It's because you have to be able to cater to people that of your liking, even if they that's niche marketing. No, is that okay? We're not the only country that's doing ultimate.
Correct.
We have other countries that are doing it. Even if we have, say, 10 people per country, how many countries are there in the world, right?
You get X amount of views already.
Yeah, exactly. You get X amount of views. Is that it's there. It's that they just need a direction.
Yeah.
And that direction is, I see, be it CrossFit, be it Ultimate, be it, I mean, obviously, we have our standards, which is basketball. So it's volleyball, women's volleyball, football. Football, it could be even
growing
more.
already.
It could be even more. The women's
FIFA.
team, the men's team is great. I mean, just even like say EJ doing the pole vault. I mean, there are so many other aspects. Obviously, like see Carlos Yulo, because there are a lot of gymnastic gyms. I mean, like for my coach, he saw the potential even like a few years before. That's why he has an HMD gymnastics gym. His kids were there, so he's opened that up so that to give opportunities to others is because, like honestly, is that because if you just have like a few number of gyms, for example, gymnastic gyms, the coaches will only coach like whoever's
Gravitate to that.
to
that gym.
the ones that have potential. They're not going to be the ones that medyo it's kind of on the iffy side.
Yeah.
The ones that want to try it out. So that's why he opened that up to give chance to others. So I see the same thing for gymnastics. I see I have like for example like Heidelin when she won her gold.
I'm sure that was a big push with like CrossFit.
But there's also like I have a coach, Coach Pep. He teaches Olympic lifting, and this guy he has students that, oh my God, like when I watch them, because he's had a few at the gym before, they're like maybe 18, 19, and you see them, it's like, fuck, these guys are pushing 300. Ooh. Just above the head. As it like they're squatting. Oh, holy fuck. Fucking smash me. Yeah. Whoa. And the thing is with him, his is out of pocket, out of donations, people that want to help these kids, is that it has to be shown. It has to be
Broadcasted to everyone.
It's not something that it's not seasonal. This is something.
Seasonal,
Yeah, like for you guys, like for ultimate.
Frisbee
That's a
football.
whole year. That's
exactly.
a whole year.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
every
yeah.
like month or something. There's a
I mean,
tournament.
rainy season, wala lang, Frisbee.
We still do. We used to call it the Monsoon
really?
League.
See, so even for that, you guys need something that, okay, monthly. I know that I can watch something from the Philippines. Is that even if it's like just a wide shot, you just have
Yeah.
two guys talking. At least you have some content going on, so that at least people know that, hey, this is this sport. You'll be inspiring other kids to, hey,
Yeah.
I like this
Yeah.
sport. I like the way it flows. And
I think it just fits the Filipino
Body.
body
Yeah.
Yes.
more
True.
versus basketball. I mean,
Basketball.
we all love basketball, but come on.
No.
Height
Yeah,
is
we're so far.
Height is
Come
really
on.
there. You need a height.
We have a lot of
You need
imports.
we have a lot of imports, but then we do have like our KQs.
Yeah.
You have your Ravennas. I mean, you have
We have talent.
we have talent, but for the others that don't peak at that level, sayang naman.
They're under the radar.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just imagine like how tall is Messi? Messi is like
Yeah, he's short.
4, 5,
Yeah.
5-ish, 5'6" at the most, I guess. The thing is we have so many people like that.
Yeah.
And now people are just discovering, obviously, tennis, Alex. I mean, she's been doing it for the longest time. Her parents
Yeah.
have put in the time. I give it up.
She's really good.
Yeah, I give it up for them. It is because her parents.
I mean, that's an investment. I mean,
They saw her future. They're like,
long-term
let's invest in
training.
this.
And
She
they
loves
didn't
it.
they didn't push her into it.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
Go. I mean,
Yeah.
for her to do that and for her to just be on that stage and still being Pinay.
Yeah.
I mean, when she
Carry
she
our flag.
Yeah, when she did that whole sumukseska.
Yeah, dude, that's so.
That was
That's the
super
best.
funny. I mean, these are the people that, like, honestly, like businessmen should really put their money into, is because honestly, like, just between us three, is that that you only come in when you're
When
on
you're at the top.
Yeah.
When you win.
Yeah. Is that okay? I've been grinding hard. I've been doing all this stuff. The parents have been shelling out their money, giving up their careers for their kids' dream. Then, okay, you were never there.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I think going back to the whole potential and the reason why I love the CrossFit space is that it's there. You just have to hone it. It's there. Is that it doesn't even have to be, for example, like for going back to Ultimate, is that it doesn't just have to be, okay, hey, you're just for Ultimate. And then, okay, we have this team for CrossFit. And we have this team for baseball or whatever. No, just make it one team, but we already know what to do as a group. Okay, this is how we push each sport. This is our personality. This is okay. It's because every Pinoy loves a fucking dreamer, right?
Yep.
Manny
Yeah.
Pacquiao could be the next president. Who knows? But right, coming from, aside from politics and stuff like that, but just his whole story.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
mean-
said earlier, aspirational.
Yeah, aspirational. Is that when you saw him at top of the game, everyone wanted to be a boxer
Yeah.
at his age, and then all of a sudden you see it just drop off, and then you see now people want to be like Alex, but then
Get into tennis.
who's going to be the top of the top? But then you see other people that are pushing. For example, like I have to give it up, Toby of Toby Sports. He's pushing pickleball. Is we have some of the best pickleball players in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
We do.
We recently.
I know the people are playing it, but like best
I forget her name. She's my friend on Facebook. I forgot. But she used to play Ultimate, and then she's a pickleball player now. She won a tournament internationally. Yeah, doubles. So imagine. I love pickleball, by the way.
Pickleball
It's fun.
it's hard.
Really?
But I find it.
You play tennis.
I play tennis, but I
be
find it
easier?
harder.
Oh yeah.
The reason why, because it's such a fast sport. It's such a fast sport, but I love it. Obviously, you see like Andre Agassi, you see his wife Steffi Graf. They're all doing it now. You know, Jeannie Bouchard, Andy Roddick. They're all doing it, but that's like Toby is really pushing that. He's Toby Claudio. He's really pushing. He has his own rackets.
He sees it. He's like,
sees
it's
it.
there. It's there. You need.
It's
You
there.
see all the SMs. They have
Yes.
pickleball courts now.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
see that.
I would say, you know what? See, pickleball is probably the next thing that we could do well than paddle. Because you have the walls,
You
stuff
need
like
to
that.
set it,
Yeah, that's a little bit difficult.
Expensive to set up,
Yeah,
I guess.
and it's very, it's
It's not simple.
not simple. Is that
Yeah, like, can I hit it again?
Can I hit again?
Yeah.
Wait, it bounced off the wall.
Is it my point?
Pwede ba? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I hit it towards the wall, muna?
Yeah.
See, so, but I mean,
Complicated.
it's complicated. But I mean, pickleball, like, I played it. That's tough. But I love it. I mean, it's a quick sport. You can get it off really quick. But then, it's a fun sport.
Yeah.
It's a fun sport. I mean,
Told you to try it.
You should. You should.
We play like on a weekly basis.
Where do you guys play?
We play in Alabang for either in Hillsboro
Oh,
or in BF also.
where? Is that in the
New
basketball
one,
court?
right?
You know
Near-
the basketball court?
Near
Yard?
near the
gate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
yeah.
if you want to play, we can play.
Oh, it's okay. Do you play with the guys from Dirty South, the Land Rover guys?
No.
I see them play there sometimes. Yeah.
Dude, we should play there.
Oh, it's okay.
BF pa.
Yeah,
BF pa. I know.
Yeah,
when
it's
I
okay.
heard
Yeah.
BF, like, lapit lang.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
It's either
go.
there or Hillsboro or in Country Club, if ever. If
Village.
it's
I
in
know
Ayala.
I know the village in BF Paranaque. They also
They
have.
also have.
They also have. Have you ever been to the village?
I haven't.
Oh, village is so nice.
I want to try.
Not
Sports
because
complex.
because like I'm an ambassador, but like first time first time I went there, it's
do
like
sports.
holy fuck, this
Like
is
the
fucking
setup,
BF.
I've always been curious.
Someone told me before, like they
Because
play
it's just right
basketball,
there,
other
like,
sports
damn,
there.
it's just right there.
Yeah, it's because when you get in, it's like, oh, it's a different world. I was like, oh,
From BF
shit.
homes.
Oh, it's like, this is not BF homes. This should be like in Alabama. This should be next to Palms. So it's just like, oh shit, this is nice. I like that. I like it. So it's nice.
Is it a
Yeah.
membership thing?
It's a membership thing, but then I guess it's pretty reasonable. There's a pool, there's a basketball court, there's a bowling alley, they have a sports bar, they have a beauty salon, they have a basketball court, they have pickleball, they have volleyball, they have a
It's huge.
tennis, they have a
hence the
running
name.
track. Yeah. So yeah, village. So there, but not because I'm an endorser, but
Yeah.
like when I first went there, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they had this in BF. BF is popping, huh? BF
We got
is the thing.
something.
Yeah. So BF is the thing, but then yeah. So I mean, going back to what we were talking about,
Yeah.
is that like for me, just kind of talking to you guys now, I kind of feel that okay, this is probably the next step that I probably could help everyone else, is because we all have friends with money and they have they have
don't
no
know.
idea what to do with the money. I feel that this is something that maybe we can
Yeah.
push our agenda
True.
for just in general, just for athletes, young athletes that feel that okay, I don't have a future, but if they see that okay, people they believe in me, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Like 100%, you believe in me. You know that okay, you have my back. That's something else. I mean that's even for my son. I mean, just learning on the fly, just being a dad, is that you always have to give that push where I believe in you.
Support.
Yeah, even if it's something stupid in your mind, but then if he's building like some mushroom house that in Minecraft, you're like, oh, that's nice. Keep going. It's like, okay,
Do it.
Yeah. What was your idea behind this? I mean, I've been more mindful about that being a dad.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Mr. Beast, one of his first videos is him just counting to a crazy number, like 100,000. Like the whole video,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And now look at him. Now.
Game show ever.
And me and my son were so
Beast
into
games.
it, and you know, I got to give it up to him is because he grinded it out, and I think
He did.
that's something that we all have to learn from. Is that, you know, even if you think that you're not worth anything, you know, someone's listening. So that's what I always kind of remember with my son, is that even if I'm tired, if he's playing a game outside and he's like, Dad, hey, look at this. You know, even if I'm tired, I'll still get up. I'll still get up. I'll get up, and I was like, he's like, oh, okay, I found this new gun. Okay, that was cool. Can I see you fire it? Okay, that's nice. And then I'll go back in, and then I was like, oh, Dad, I found something else. Okay, I'll go back up, even if I'm about to sleep. And I think that's also part, I guess the next part of myself is that I want to be able to be, I mean, my dad, personally, my dad was, he was a real good dad. My mom was real great. I want to also be that, is that I want him to remember that, hey, my dad's a good dad. It's because, my dad was there. Is that, you know, he didn't flake out. Is like recently we got, have you played Split Fiction on?
I've been wanting to play.
Super great game.
Makers of the It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Yep.
We played It Takes Two. So obviously, have you played It Takes Two?
No.
You played.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously it's a complicated story.
Yeah, this is different, right?
Yeah,
Split
so
Fiction.
it's a complicated story in It Takes Two is
Yeah.
because you have to kind of tell them why they're not together, and then so I had to have that conversation. So, but you know, we played the game, we finished it fine. So when Split Fiction came out, I told him we're gonna get it. So I bought it first time it came out, and then we spent maybe 3 weeks playing it because we played it every weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, because that's the only time that he can touch the PS. So played it, and then man, I had the time of my life just playing with him.
I'm sure.
Such a great game. If you're
I'm
thinking about
sure,
it, get it. This game is the game of the year. It's such a mind fuck.
Okay, I need to get it.
It's a mind fuck in a great way.
In
Is
terms
because
of story, strategy, or
story, the way they figure out shit is just like, oh fuck this. It brings you back. Is because it'll be like, say, third person. Tapos it'll be side to side. It'll be like from a different angle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's such a great story. It's such a great game in itself.
And it's also great for two people.
Yes.
Who want to bond.
If you want to bond. I mean, because we tried the Overcook, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck the Overcook.
You're gonna be so frustrated.
Fuck the Overcook. I talked to so many people. I've seen so many friends. I don't want to mention who you are, but then like her and her man and her like kid, they fucking screamed at each other. Like, man, if you want to fuck up a friendship, relationship, play Overcooked. Overcooked, like, oh my gosh. It's like me and my son, we played Overcooked. I was like, okay, you have this side. Why are you following me? Stop following me! Do your side!
Do your thing. I'm doing my thing.
Chop it! I was like, no, I'm with you. No, chop it! I was like, oh, fine. Never mind, we're never going to play this again. But yeah, that's the other game that they had from the Overcooked, Move It.
I didn't get to play that.
Move It is good. Is because it's like you're throwing shit in the... It's like you're moving, and you're like, oh, okay, you could... Like, oh, me and you, we have to carry the ref,
that,
and then move it
there.
into the moving van, and stuff like that. That's fun. So that's what I like doing, playing games with my son.
I get that because like me growing up, I played with my mom Gran Turismo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the deal was, well, of course I was a kid. Mom, if I win,
he'll buy me McDonald's. Of course, I'm a kid. I play it all the time. My mom rarely plays it, so I'd win all the time. So like that bonding relationship, up to now, I still remember it. Like
And you're bringing it up now, right?
yeah,
so
and
it's a core
it's
memory.
nostalgic for me, and I
Yeah.
love it. And
it's
for
something
Archer,
else.
for sure in the future, will feel that way. Like, damn, that time I played with my dad.
And these games are vintage and ancient. Like,
Exactly.
I played that with my dad.
Yeah, I think it's like
Split fiction.
And I have to give it up for Tony, Sam, and Gino. They knew I was into the whole games, the racing games. They bought me a steering wheel.
Oh.
No. They didn't buy me a steering wheel. They bought me a chair.
There. Yeah.
The racing chair. They're like, oh, you're halfway there. All you got to do is just buy the steering wheel. So I bought the steering wheel, the Logitech one. And then, like, my son, he plays Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
He plays F1.
Set up with the
So,
chair.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, I mean, it's something that I love doing with him. Like playing games, and for some reason he's into World War II. Go figure. He's like, oh, I shot this German. I was like, okay.
Good.
like my son would like Doc would get worried. I was like, should he be playing? No, that's fine. That's fine. It was like, I made sure he was dead. Yeah, a headshot. I did a headshot. Exactly. So I was like, that's fine. That's okay. I mean, it's part of growing up, obviously. But I mean, that's one thing that I love doing, is because, like, my dad, he worked so hard. He gave me all the different gaming stations. He didn't play a lot with me. I probably can maybe a handful of times, but he was always there for me. Like if I needed a new game or something, he would be there. So that's something I appreciated, and that's obviously I want to go above and beyond. Is because just being a DJ, I have more time than say my wife. Then I would tell Doc, I was like, don't worry, just go rest. After she went to work, we'd be playing games, we'd be shouting, stuff like that. But I mean, like now, just talking with you guys. I mean, it's nice. It's because sometimes you got to step back from what you're doing and just talk about it.
Yeah.
And this is not normal where you just talk about shit like you do with your kid, you do with your family. But I mean, it's nice to talk about it, and I guess it's something that'll always be there. Obviously still having those fears, but trying to figure out the world in general. I think no one,
Life in general.
yeah, no, even the billionaires have fucking problems.
They don't
Exactly.
know
Everyone has
what
their own
the
shit.
next thing.
Right.
I mean, like Musk has problems,
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyone? Yeah.
but that's in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's weird though. It is because like me and my wife, we're gonna purchase a Tesla.
Oh,
So
I love Tesla.
we got
I love driving.
We're getting the Y. So so she was worried, like, oh, how's it there? I go, that's just the U.S. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
Philippines doesn't fucking care. Just give me a car that works, that I like. It's good. So I mean, it's I don't know. It's something that, like, every day you learn something new. You want to be someone new.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, even just from your past guests, like Coach Chino, like, he's a dad now.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing him
Two kids
now.
now.
Yeah, it's different, right? I mean, seeing him from being single,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
married, and then you have two kids.
Kids now.
Yeah.
Hello. And then you're like, yeah. And then say just even the life of Patty, right? It was looking tough for her. I mean, because we also used to do events. We used to do EDM series called Unleashed.
Yeah.
With a bunch of friends like Sam, Rico Blanco. We had other people in different industries. CJ the DJ, rest in peace. Aaron Ataide, who's now on ESPN, U.S. host. So seeing from where she came and, how she got sick and, how she is. I mean, there's an appreciation of life.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all we need. Just even having this talk, you have to appreciate what you have. I mean, we all have problems. We all, we're all trying to figure out something. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to get this?
Yeah.
Is that it's difficult.
It is.
And you have to realize is that we all go through it. I mean, even Tony, Sam, we all go through it. Even though it may not.
Way.
Yeah, I mean,
We're all just people.
We're all people, and it's something. Empathy is that sometimes when you find people that you can talk with them, and that's what I've learned from this whole radio thing. Is that sometimes they don't want to hear you talk. They just want to hear you. They just want to speak to you, and they want you to listen to their problems. And I think that's the beauty of, say, even just this kind of talk here, doing your podcast, is that someone out there is like, okay, at least someone understands. Is that if it doesn't matter our race, religion, it doesn't matter our demographic, we're all going through the same thing. But deep down, we're just all people that want to get through, that want to make it. So, I mean,
we're all in the same.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally.
Humans living a life.
This is our boat.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what? After that whole Siri or Google thing that said that April 22, that there'll be a 8.5 earthquake in the Philippines. No, we're still alive. See,
Yep.
So, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It opens up your mind, and you kind of enjoy just having this talk. And sometimes you just have to slow it down. And also that's why I find myself sometimes I'm overwhelmed with say things that I want to do, things that I want to accomplish, things that
Overwhelms not overused, but like people have been saying it. I have been saying it a lot. Like I don't know if it's the age, but like you've been saying it too. But the time now,
we're all overwhelmed now.
I mean, you want to do a lot of stuff. People are like in a hurry, in a weird sense, because I don't know if it's
trying
social
to catch
media,
up.
but like, yeah, it's fast. It's fast.
and it's, I guess, like I said, social media, it's hard to compare. It's like, oh, how come this person
That is
has
a big
this?
part of it.
But then you don't realize that they're going through something else.
Yeah.
And, maybe they've lost a loved one, or maybe, you're so lucky that maybe you have a parent, or you have your siblings, or, whoever. They it may seem that they have it all, but, they've lost something along the way. And I guess that's, for myself, that's always something that I still talk to myself about, is that it'll come. It'll come for whatever I deserve, or I'm there's a time that I guess a lot of people, I'm not like super religious, is because it's just I'm not. But there are times that I try to talk to God, I pray, do my thing, but I guess that's where I struggle sometimes, is that you're kind of like, if everyone sees, oh, he has it all, he has nice cars, nice house, whatever. But there are other things that you kind of strive for, like simple things. Like I want to make sure, that I take care of Doc. I want to make sure I take care of Archer. I want to make sure that my mom and dad aren't worried about me. The simple things. But then, like, if other things come about, like I can take care of a friend, like, hey, I need help, like, hey, no problem, I got you, don't pay me back, that's cool, I'm good with that. Or not even like even monetary, like if, hey, I'm launching a new project, can you support me? Yeah, fuck that, yeah, go. And then it's because sometimes I guess some people are kind of to ask you like, hey, can you come? But can you put out some stories or something? Can you tag us? Like for me, it's like, I know it's the wrong thing to say, but like for social media, it's easy. It's like,
What will it cost you?
Yeah,
right?
it does.
It helps.
Other people would say, no, you don't think that way. Like, no.
Yeah.
Every ad has to be paid for. Yeah. Is that for me? Is like, no. If I can help you out, okay. But then, like in the end, if you don't remember that I helped you, then that's fine. But then I did my part. At least I know that in my heart that
It's your way of giving back.
it's being part of the human race.
Yeah.
So
Trying to help everyone succeed as well.
succeed and do well for themselves is because they also want to take care of their family, take care of themselves. I don't care if you want to spend it on strippers or what. That's a whole different story.
But hey,
but it's happened to me. It's funny is because we
From the strippers?
yeah we talked about we've said about this like on radios because before we used to always go to NAB, the broadcaster show in Vegas. So every year, this is before like Doc. So every year our station would send us. So Boys Night Out, we'd go. They give us like money to like allowance per diem. So okay. So we went there, went to Vegas, went to like some strip club. Fuck, we had like $1,000. I spent my fucking $1,000 on some stripper. I'm like, make it rain.
give me ones. Give me ones.
Sometimes you just have to be wasteful and stupid and like
And then,
a good time.
and then in the end, I was like, you know what? It's money I never had. Who cares?
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Balance.
Yeah.
Wasn't mine anyway.
It was mine anyway. So, but then after that, I didn't spend anything else. I was like, oh shit, this is coming out of my bank account. Can't do that. Can't spend.
Damn.
But then let me ask you guys.
Go.
This is because you guys have been asking me, and I've been talking a lot. What do you want from this podcast? When you guys put this up, what was your thought, and what was your why, and what's your not even end goal? Where are you guys going?
The number one is to just have good conversations where I learn and meet people and get more than the surface level type of content you get from a hang. Because we've been here 2 hours plus, no phones, like eye contact, body language. You rarely get to do that. I mean, I get to do it with a few close friends every other month when we have a special occasion, but it's just to really get quality time with people. Yeah, I mean, put it out there. Hopefully, it gets something and then it connects to people. But just the hang, which is in your 30s, 40s, it's rare because you're kind of grinding. You want to earn, starting a family, getting married. It's not that often that you get to do it. So now there's a reason. Like, I don't think we'd ever get to meet you if we didn't have this podcast. Even the other guests, like, we have the same conversation. Like, a DM with like, Uslik, you want to hang? You probably wouldn't reply, Uslik, but there's this reason now. And then it kind of makes it possible because we want to... This becomes a reason for someone to, okay, they're doing a podcast, there's a project, there's a YouTube channel they want to launch, but the main thing I'm going to grab from this conversation is like, oh, I got to meet Slick Rick. He got to share things that he probably wouldn't share if we just bumped into him in a club. So it's learning from people's stories, opening up and being vulnerable or real. Yeah, that's the number one.
Being authentic. For me, how I see this also is, as we grow older, this is like some sort of like a digital diary.
That too.
Everything that, or everyone that we've spoken to and connected with that helped shape who we would be in the future. I mean, we've learned a lot from you and other people, how they shared their life to us, their motivations, everything. I just want that it's our legacy also, I guess. I guess for my future family to look back on when I'm not in this world anymore. They know who their grandfather was, or their dad was, or whatnot, or their great grand, right? But apart from that, of course, like after this, I'm gonna ask you like, how was it? Because I want to know like how we were as like people. Because we're also, like you said, like we're just people here in this earth. You know, you may be someone famous and we're just two random guys, but then you took the chance on us to, hey. But of course, to be real, apart from that, we want to at least make something out of this. You know, we don't want to continue on with our day jobs, being a corporate slave, to be honest.
True.
That's like an 8 to 5. And then they don't just take 8 to 5 from us, they take 8 to 9, everything, right?
Yeah.
And we just want to do something for ourselves. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, maybe this is the reason why we all met, and maybe it could be start of something that
Hopefully.
I kind of see that. Seeing your setup here, like honestly, like because when I walked in, kind of see that there's something there that maybe you guys could do more than what you guys are just doing for yourselves. And yeah, I mean it's good. I mean it's cool. It's nice is because I think that's what a lot of people is like, because we're all in different. Are you single?
Yeah.
Okay, you're single, newly married,
Yeah.
having newly pregnant.
Newly pregnant.
Me being married, having a kid. See, we're all in different cycles of life, and I think within those cycles of life, it helps out each other. Is because you see, for each of us, we see different things in different perspectives.
Different point of views.
It's kind of like the game. It takes split fiction. You'll understand it when you play it. When you play it, but it's something where there's always a reason why we meet people, and there's always a reason why. Okay, this is something that is because honestly, it's like this is my first podcast. I mean, I've always been open to being a guest, but then it was always never in the schedule that it was available. Like I'd have hosting or I'd be busy, but maybe it's the reason why. And then there's always something there, and I think that you guys have something there that could move on and be further than what you guys think, what you guys can imagine. So, I mean, good job.
Thanks, Lick.
Thanks, Lick.
Good. Oh, cheers. No,
Cheers.
good.
Cheers.
No,
Thanks
good job.
for the time.
No, anytime.
Thanks, Eric.
No, invite me anytime, and then
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
play pickleball.
yeah.
I'm curious about that podcast you're planning to do.
No,
Like,
just
there's
let me
a
know.
concept or the hope that's different, but like,
I'll show you after.
Yeah.
I'll show you after, and then you guys. I think you guys would be into it.
let's do it.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure.
Thank you.
But so, where can they follow you? You gotta do all those things.
There. Learn from the master. Learn from the goat.
Okay, so
So we
before
got Instagram,
Full
TikTok,
episodes are on
and
Spotify and
Facebook.
YouTube. Sour Taste Podcast, socials, Instagram, Threads, TikTok at Sour Taste Podcast. Follow us there.
There you
Slick
go.
Rick.
there you go, and you gotta
Thank
get
you.
gotta give up to your editor. Good job, editor.
Yep.
This
Fred,
shit is
Fred,
hard.
Fred. 2 hours and 43, Fred.
Good luck,
Good
my
luck.
friend.
Storm's on, okay. Hold on, what's this over here? Okay. What y'all holding around right now? Well, that's an M16 22. Okay. What is this?
All black drip with the off-whites. My shit good like it's so nice. Now I'm sipping gin cause I hate wine. And I got the juice but it ain't mine. Yeah, I ain't lying. She got me so high. Gotta be mine. Shoot the 3 line. Never miss, get it this from behind. Switch up on the beat, got the green light. Yo, see me.